Social shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I may just be myself, so hear me. Woo! I mean, like, we can pull that clown shit away. There's some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thugs in harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Yo. What's going on, people, man? What is going on, though, man? I hope everyone is blessed. I hope everyone is good Friday evening. Yeah, I'm saying, I hope everyone's looking forward to the weekend. I know I am. Obviously, we got all clubs have got their games this weekend. We've got a big game on Sunday, Liverpool versus Chelsea. That's the big one. I think I can't remember anyone else's fixtures, and I don't think it even really matters, to be honest, in terms of importance. But yeah, today, of course, this evening, you guys watched earlier on today, me and ENDZ. We spoke Liverpool, Chelsea. If you guys haven't watched it, make sure you head on to Football with ENDZ. It's already in my description. It's in my featured channel list. It's all there. So make sure you guys go and check that out, man. Good conversation, taking a look. Yes, I know there's news, Liverpool news and stuff. And guys, if you've got any questions pertaining to that, we'll get to that towards the end of the stream. Yeah. But first and foremost, I'm joined by ENDZ. You guys can see the caption. It's a conversation that's obviously, you know, it's been since Tuchel obviously became the manager of England, which was about 48 hours ago. This conversation just seems to be rumbling on and on and on and on and on and on. I've spent a few hours actually today watching TalkSport. I watched Sky Sports. I've watched what's the other one that Jamie Carragher's on with Thierry Henry, the CBS.
CBS one,
yeah, that one. I watched what he said. I've read a few news articles. I said I really wanted to dive in and I really need to understand and know kind of what's obviously going on. And the question is, why is there a lack of quality English managers at the top level? Before we get into that, please like the video if you haven't done so already. ENDZ, how are you, my bro?
I'm good, man. Kels made me laugh straight away, bro. Said, gee, nah, let's be honest, I don't like this configuration. I said,
you want me to change it for you, Kels? I can change it for you.
Yeah, Kels don't like it, bro. Kels she needs squares, bro.
She needs squares? All right, cool. I'll get the squares.
Squares and rectangles, bro. She can't deal with the circle thing. Circle of trust, Kels, man. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. A circle of trust. But all right, it's all right. Kels, you know what I'm saying? You're one of the people then. I'll change it for you, man. What are you saying though, ENDZ, anyway, man?
Oh, all good, man. All good. Chilled. Did everything I needed to kind of get done. So, yeah, man, get to chop it up about football again. And now I don't even have to host it, bro. I can relax and then just run my mouth. Yeah, just run my mouth, bro. That's what I'm about to do, bro. Run my mouth.
Nah, man. you guys, as I said, man, please smash the like button, share, subscribe, all of that kind of good stuff. But obviously, whilst I'm doing this for Kels and purely just for Kels, just kind of and obviously we're going to dive into, I've got quite a few like things loaded up in the back and whatnot. Just chat to me. Obviously, you've probably seen it as well in terms of, you know, all of this talk about, you know, why isn't the manager English? You know, he's a German guy. I see Tuchel even say in his press conference, like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, that I don't actually have a German passport, which is funny. But in your kind of belief, just I guess overall, do you think it matters what country any manager comes from to manage any national team? Or do you believe it should be a national coach from the country?
You know, like, we never really had this conversation. Big up to Sav. He's always like, nah, it has to be English and whatever. And I've kind of like sat on the fence with it because I'm like, does it really matter? But then I'm like, the reason why I think it does matter. So I think I'm gonna jump on this side of the fence in terms of I think it should matter, is because it's not club football. I think club football, you can get a variety of manager who's good, you get in the club, who's the best. I don't think it should just be handed because you're from the country. It should be, if you're good enough, there's the role. In every walk of life, that is the case. You would hope so anyway. So I think with this one, it has to be, bro, because when it's international, it's now the whole country comes together. The whole nation come together, and we're going out there to go and fight against another nation because we want to win the top prizes. If you have I don't know, let's say a Dutch manager as your thing, slightly he's gonna be a bit biased, bro. Regardless of what you think, like, of course you're gonna want to win, but you're gonna be like, right, like even if I lose, my home nation's won it, so you know what I mean? Like psychologically, like say for him, because I'm Jamaican. If I say manage England, Jamaica's in the World Cup. I'm not saying we're gonna ever win it, but just for an example, bro, I'll be like, okay, Jamaica went through. Like I'll be gassed, you know what I mean? Slightly gassed instead of going, yeah, like nah, my team lost, man, and I should feel down. But I'm like, right, it's not really affecting me because I'm not actually from this nation. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, as a winner and as someone that wants to win, it will affect you, but for so long. But if you're from that, there's a slight bit more pride, there's a bit more energy, there's a bit more like, I don't know, man, there's a bit more weight on the shoulders as well in it because you want to bring the big prizes home. You want to make sure the nation is getting celebrated in the right way. And when you come back home, you want to be that hero. I think if you're someone from a different country, I'm not saying you can't do it. It just, I don't know. You come back and be a hero, bro. They'll just be like, do you know what I mean? It's not the same, bro. But for club football, I think it's, you know what I mean, whoever is good enough should be it. Obviously, the FA don't think any of the English managers are good enough. Clearly. Listen to what Eddie Howe said earlier. He said, bro, they never contacted him. So if he's like the benchmark in this country for English manager because he's managing, you'd say one of the best, if not the best. I'll say one of the best, can't say the best. So one of the best English teams in the Premier League. And he's been there for a minute and they could have changed, but obviously they think he's good enough to be in a role. Surely they should have contacted him or, you know, spoken to him as someone to come in, but they didn't speak to him. So clearly they don't think these men are good enough, bro. Like that's, if you're hiring for a job, when you go to you clearly would go to the people that you think are good enough for the job, or you know, going through, you'd offer out, you send a post out, and then whoever, you know, applies for the job, you go through it and sieve through. But these men said, nah, listen, we hear you're at Newcastle, but bro, we ain't seen nothing that you're good at. We've now gone to a different guy that got sacked from Chelsea, got sacked from Bayern. Like, we've gone to him. Obviously, he's got pedigree in terms of trophies. He's won Champions Leagues, etc., etc. So he's got that under his belt, and Eddie Howe doesn't. But surely you would have, like, he couldn't have been the only man you went to. So we're saying this Tuchel was just the guy. Well, we didn't even go and check out that Gary O'Neill's and these man. We just thought, nah, these man, they ain't good enough, bro.
But before I touch on that, big up everyone in the chat, by the way. Sorry.
Big up, man.
I didn't say hello to you guys, man. Good evening to everybody. Hakeem in the building. Kells, of course. Bastille in the building. Honesty, my G. Saint in the building. Neil Gunner. What's in there? Yeah, big up to you guys, man. Love for joining in, man. Love for joining. It's a good I feel like it's a good topic to kind of, do you know what I mean? Just because the way that everybody's talking, obviously I've got the picture here. And what N said just there, yeah, that's what I wanted to really touch on. So I was watching TalkSport earlier on today, right? And there was like a couple of the segments that, what's the guy's name? Alex Crook, and he spoke about it. Apparently, from what he reported, England actually had 10 candidates, and Eddie Howe was not one of them. So I'm trying to think, who were the 10 candidates that you had that Eddie Howe wasn't even one of them?
G, you're gonna have to tell me. I think if you pick 5,
he didn't even as in Alex, the Alex Crook, he even said he was, because he was talking, he was trying to obviously stick up for Eddie Howe and say, yo, like blah blah blah. Obviously, apparently Pep Guardiola was number 1, but that was a fantasy, so they knew it wasn't really gonna happen, kind of thing, and it would have only have happened on the basis of you would have had to kept someone basically for now, because obviously still got the season to go through, and he's not leaving Manchester City midway through the season. Of course, Eddie Howe potentially would have thought about it, but he was like, so who are the 10 names? Like, so I was trying to go through bare names. So I came up with like a list-ish. I was like, maybe what, Graham Potter, because he's not managing at this moment in time. Obviously Thomas Tuchel, so that's 2. Then I started to get baffled. I was thinking, I started to go through who's just not managing. I just started to think, like, who's just not managing.
I see who that. Sorry, forgive me. Let me scroll up. I can't even see. It might have been Bates. I think I saw someone said about Graham Potter. I'm like, even him, bro. Like, how comes we didn't even? Was he even? I guess we're not gonna know until they do bring out the list in it. But
Yeah.
bro, like not to have Eddie Howe and these men on there, bro. Like that's crazy to me, bro. You have to have. Bet Joey Barton was on there. That would be crazy if he was on there.
He could never represent England. Oh my god, like he would be the worst. And I'm not even talking from a forget managerial sense, just him as an individual. Can you imagine what some of the press conferences will be like if England lose games? Oh my god, that would be absolutely awful. You think Slot swore today, and I was shocked. He would be swearing like left, right, and centers.
Why? I bet you like Lampard and them, man. They were on the list, bro.
So
like
that's
Lampard
what I was thinking.
Rooney's and Gerrard.
Yes.
I reckon they were on the list of managers as well, and they probably just went to They probably went to the guy that would have thought, okay, he said yes, and he's still a top manager to an extent because obviously he's managed a couple of the top teams in it. Obviously Dortmund, PSG, Bayern Munich, Chelsea. So he's got
he's a good manager. Like I can't lie and be like, oh, he's a shit man. Like, why did you get him? I like him as a manager. He's calm, kind of thing. I mean, he's not managing my club, so I don't actually really care. Like, I don't have the feelings towards that in that sense. But yeah, he's a good. He's better than Lee Carsley. That's all I know. So I'm like, okay, cool. In that sense, yeah. But to be fair as well, Carsley he hasn't like had the opportunity to show me that he's good or bad. Really, just a few games here and there, which is a bit disingenuous, so to speak. Honestly, obviously saying, I wonder if it was a coach like Pep. No, you already know the answer to that question, and it's no. If you have anybody get Pep Guardiola, you stay on mute until he leaves. you don't even talk about what are you going to moan about the best manager of this generation. There's nothing to moan about. So his passport would be irrelevant. They're not checking his passport. They're probably giving him a British passport. Calm. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm surprised he ain't got a knighthood here.
I think it's just the German factor. Yes. And I feel like when it comes to the national team in it, I think I'm going to sit on this side. I think it should be someone from the nation. But obviously, the FA don't think these men are good enough, bro. That's all this is told me. This ain't like, oh yeah, like, nah, he's available, so let's just go and get him. It's, bro, they don't rate none of these men that's English in the Prem. They just don't, bro. They don't think that they're good enough. I was told Eddie Howe was one of the best managers out there, bro. There you go. They didn't even look at you as a potential candidate, bro. They didn't even look at you. They didn't even recognize your skill sets, bro. They go, meaty guy. He ain't good enough. We want to win something. Let's go and get someone in that can win.
Let's get someone who's actually proven.
Let's go and get someone that's proven. And the fact, and obviously the factor is in context. Oh, he's not English, so but we still want someone to go and win in it. But yeah, I think it should be the guy from that nation. And I'm sure we're gonna get into it in terms and dissect it a bit more to see why and the reasons behind it. But yeah, 100%, bro.
100. Yeah, Savage is calm. Like whatever. If you're free in it, like, just jump in. Obviously, Promo's asking here: did Carsley not want the job? He was sitting on the fence so much. Yeah, it just seemed like he just wasn't really on it. Like to be honest with you.
I don't quote me on this, but I'm sure one of the interviews he said, he wants to go back and do the under-21 thing. Bro.
Yeah, he did. He fully.
Yeah, man, I ain't got time for this, bro. Like. And so not be structure in life.
Yeah. No, I agree. So it's just one of those, man. Like listen, if you don't want a job, the thing is, I'm not even mad at him saying he doesn't want the job. Like he's literally sat there because obviously I think he used to work with Gareth Southgate for the 21s before Southgate went up to England anyway. He's seen what it's been like. He knows what it's like, and he's seen with English managers in general. The guy's Irish, by the way, so he already knows the scrutiny that's going to come. Bro, he lost 2-1 to Greece the other day. The scrutiny that man got, he ain't trying to see that in World Cups when you're losing to Panama and that. Nah. He ain't trying to be a part. It's a long day, man. It's a long day. Big up Savage in the building, bro.
Big up, Sav.
Big up, bro. Big up, Mando.
Big up, man. No, love for jumping in, bro. Obviously, I'm looking here. Where do they rank?
What? No, Sam. Why this background, bro?
Hey, blood. You don't want a German manager? I'm having Candy as my background, blood. It is what it is. Bro.
No, we didn't say. I'm on the fence of it should be the man from the country, bro.
You weren't saying that before, blood.
And I don't know when you tuned in. I said I was sitting on the
Nah,
fence.
I'm not about a different day. I've been tuned in the whole show, blood. I'm on about a different day. Don't change your tune today.
Oh, so why you check? So we're going back to the past now, bro. We're in the future, bro. Present time, bro. I'm saying I've changed my opinion.
Okay. I'll remember that.
I changed my opinion, Sam.
To be
Apparently,
fair, listen, maybe okay, Sav, maybe En's just like reassessed his position at one point and said, you know what, he prefers now. He's taking a look. He's taking yours. To be fair, he's taking your side. If anything, I would have thought you would be a bit happy that he's on your side.
We don't need him. But...
Hey, you can beat that with ends. Obviously, you guys can see on the screen. These are all of the England managers ever throughout the history of time. I don't care about everybody to the point of Terry Venables. Everyone prior to that was a bit too before my time for me to really take notice.
Sir Ralph won the World Cup, big man. You better remember that. You know them way there.
I'm even looking here. Yeah, in fact, to even take it even further, is Glenn Hoddle? Nah, I don't. I only hear what people talk about when Glenn Hoddle was managing, so I don't know. Kevin Keegan saying
you don't remember when Glenn Hoddle was the manager?
What year was that? Oh, 1998 World Cup.
You got the thingy in it.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I mean, he said certain thing about certain people, blood, and then lost his job, blood. Do you get me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not even gonna say it. Yes, I remember. I fully remember. I'm not even gonna go down that route because I'm not trying to get myself cancelled.
Funny though, because they're letting back on TV now, like it's nothing happened, bro. I don't mind, but it just shows, blood, like
they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care, bro. So obviously you guys can see here you got Fabio Capello. I'm just picking out the foreign ones. Fabio Capello and obviously Sven-Göran Eriksson. Jesus, Sven-Göran Eriksson just brings me back to childhood. Like every time I think about him as in England, it just brings me back to back in the days. But and rest in peace to him, man. But when you think really that those are the only two foreign ones, yes, yeah, those are the only two foreign ones that they have had. I don't know if you include Lee Carsley in that because technically he's Irish, but yeah, if you're looking at it, those are the two foreign ones that they've had. Now, what's his name? Tuchel's now been the third. But I think the conversation that we were having the other day in regards to why is it that we're not seeing a bit more English managers? We're not seeing, and I'm not, by the way, I'm not asking, I know the question is asking you guys about the lack of quality English manager at the top level, but I'm even just asking, why are we just not really seeing that many English managers, would I say, in a general sense? Like, we're not really even seeing that. That's where my, not say problem, but I feel like that's where the problem for the FA is always going to come in, if I'm being totally honest with you, because where you don't have really an abundance of managers within your own league, first and foremost, don't you guys feel like that's going to be the problem moving forward?
You got obviously in the Championship, League One, League. I'm sure you're going to find a lot of like English managers probably down there in it. But in terms of top flight, yeah, we did the maths earlier, bro. There's only 4 English managers in the Premier League. There's 5 currently. There's 5 Spanish currently. So in the Prem alone. So yeah, you're not gonna. And then it's slim pickings past that, bro. You got Daesh. You're like, he doesn't have a philosophy. What does he do? What's his style? Eddie Howe is the one that you think has an actual style, but then you're like, does he? Like, what is the style, bro? Like, what, high press? Like, what is the style, bro? Potter would probably be the only one where you're like, okay, no, there's a style there, but then is it his style or is that Brighton style?
No, he made that.
Steve Cooper was English. I can't lie. Steve Cooper was English.
Brighton didn't have that style before Potter. They didn't, bro. What, Chris Hughton and that? They didn't.
I don't. No, okay, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. The thing Potter implemented that Osterson's first, came through all the divisions, Europe, and that. Then he came to Brighton and then implemented that style. And then De Zerbi came in and didn't have to change too much. So he's got a style, bro.
Yeah, but then if he was good enough, they would have looked at him, right?
No, but that's the thing. It's like I wouldn't put my opinion on based on what they've done because clearly, you lot probably and me as well wouldn't have picked Southgate in it. So shows me where their heads at with what kind of managers they're picking in the first place. I mean, Potter ain't really done anything wrong. Yeah, the Chelsea, but as you've seen, the last 6 managers have been all sacked in decent positions. He left Brighton when he was in the top 4, well, 5th actually, in mid-season. So I would have thought that's the person they would have went for, to be honest. then I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe they could have spoke to him and he said he wanted to manage club football, and that's fine too. I think it's when you're left in the dark about what's going on, we can only make assumptions. And some people might turn the job down. It's so much pressure, but like
that's what I was saying about Lee Carsley.
Do you think he would have been high on the list if we'd had to take a punt or a guess at it?
Who, Potter?
Yeah.
He would have been at the top of my list.
No, I'm saying, do you think he was at the top of their list for an English manager?
Yeah.
I definitely think they spoke to him, but and that's where I'm confused as to, because but they've given Tuchel an 18-month contract, so they've not given him like a long time, if that makes sense. Like they're not said, all right, here's a 4-year deal, or here's 3 tournaments, or what. They said you got 1 tournament and that's it. So is it just to reassess? Yeah, qualify. Sorry.
Maybe they don't want to just tie themselves into a position where they have to keep a manager for longer than what they need to, innit? I think it's just, okay, let's see how you do in the qualifiers. Let's see how you do in the tournament. And then from there, we can assess it and go forward.
Yeah,
but yeah, if they rate, like, obviously Potter is a good manager, but bro, you'd think, all right, he's out of a job. He should at least been in the conversation. I'd love to know if he isn't, you know, if he was on the short list or not. He probably was, but but would you turn down the England job though, bro? That's a good job to have, bro. And I know he's probably like,
but is it though? Is it though?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It's high pressure. It's high pressure. I get it. But
come off the England job looking better than they did before.
Literally, I don't know one man.
You've got an abundance of top talent to go on coach. You know, based on his style, we're saying that he's got a very good style, which he does, right? Say he's got a good style. You're looking at that team going, bro, I can do something with this. It's not like you're taking over a team where you're like, raw, I'm gonna have to work really mad hard. Like the players we ain't got the talent there, so I'm gonna have to make sure I can unearth these little gems and then use them in this system. It's got like bags of players that he can pick from that are like good, very good players, and they play for top teams around the world.
But but the thing is, I feel like we've said this before in like with other managers, and it's kind of been the same thing.
The best English players ever, probably.
But then they didn't have his style, though, innit? Potter's style was.
Yeah, but you're not wrong. I'm just saying that we're not talking about the people who are appointing them, and we just say the words the FA. We don't like. I'll be honest, bro. I don't ever go into the details of who is the people though. Like who's the people in that room. You know what I mean? Are they footballing people? And there's different ways to be footballing people, isn't it? You could be a football businessman or whatever. So they might not be looking at stuff like that. Only, if anything, the pattern of play thing might only come in now because England fans were for the first time were moaning about it this Euros. All the other times they were just like get the wins on it, but this time it was like, now it's boring and it's worrying. But then they got to the final, and I'm guessing these 10 names didn't come. If there was 10 names, didn't just come at the end of Southgate's tenure. They probably already had them on a list.
Yeah,
because we all said that as well. Like, well, I did anyway before the Euros. I'm like, obviously this is his last competition, and it like feels like it could be. And if that's the case, and you already said Guardiola was there, Tuchel was there. I'm guessing Klopp was there. I'm guessing Pochettino. Was there.
Klopp was one of them. Yeah,
I'm guessing Pochettino was there, and he went to the US job anyway. You know what I mean? And then I'm thinking, it's what you said.
That's mad. Like, all foreign,
all foreigners, and like none of you know what I mean? Because it's not just foreign managers who seem to have almost implemented themselves not in English culture but in the culture of the country for a little bit, for like a longer period, and they were there under a team for a while. Good speaking, got loads of English players in their team. Obviously Tuchel had loads of English players because of the players that Lampard left behind, and obviously Guardiola and Klopp's been dealing with Liverpool and Man City. But yeah, I think that might be the reason.
Yeah, man, we've known them for time. Like, let's be honest, Pochettino, Southampton days, Klopp, Pep. Like we've known these guys for so long. Yeah. You wouldn't mind. I think the fans just wouldn't have minded these guys. We're like, oh yeah, I'll take Klopp. He's German, but it doesn't matter because it's Jurgen Klopp. This is the guy.
That's what obviously I've been running around trolling and that blood. But it's funny because the conversation about 3 months ago was, in fact, the thing was get Klopp as the England job. That's all they kept saying. And before that, man, I'm forgetting. It was Mourinho in it, and he told us in that interview, like, yeah, they wanted me before, and I said no because I was doing something else. And then he remember he's not been at Fenerbahce that long, so he was probably on that list as well, bro. And
yeah, you joined this year, this summer.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, you look at the list of the managers that manage England, who were the foreign managers. I'm telling you, bro, no one comes out looking better after the England job. Nobody, bro. Like Fabio Capello had a mad name before he got that England job.
Yeah,
After that,
name.
like, what is this geezer doing? And that. So when Sven Nelson didn't, we went Man City, no one cared and that. But like, you know what I mean? It's no one ever comes out looking better, bro. The pressure is crazy, and there's always going to be pressure because England don't win anything, bro. So it's always like, it's like taking the Liverpool job, and everyone keeps mentioning the 30 years. It's like, all right, well, yeah, this ain't it, man. Scrutiny, Roy Hodgson scrutiny, and now it's a little bit less pressure on people like Slot and that because we've won and won stuff. But bro, for England, man is still singing 3 lines on the shirt and that, and every time the lyrics have to change, bro, because it used to be like 30 years of hurt on that song. Now it's like 58 or something.
No, they keep changing the lyrics, but I don't even know where. Like, I feel like this is the moment now where you have to have a philosophy, bro. If you want English football to kind of on the big stage, international stage, unless they're saying it, they don't really care. I don't know if the appointments of previous managers show that they care.
I agree.
Is it?
So I agree with what you said. Yeah, you should, because there should be a pride in terms of, right, okay, we've done the club stuff now. We know there was a moment in time when Liverpool, Man United, and all that was like, we was always qualifying for the Champions League, getting into the semi-finals. There's times when we had all the Premier League teams in the semi-finals as well. You know what I mean? We had that period where we dominated the major club football trophies, but then when it comes to the English one, it's like we're non-existent, bro. We're just not international. Sorry, we're non-existent. We're just not there. It's only in recent years. But then you're going, is that because of the manager or is that because of the players, bro? Or is it because of both? You can't say on one hand it's that. But when you look at the countries, you're like, yo, these tactics, bro, plug and play, bro. Man, them can just bring my man in and he's cooking. Bring my man in, like, you know, he can come and play in this. You know, let's say the Spain team, for an example. I know they obviously just won more recent, so it's probably going to be easier to use them. But we played against them in the final, bro. Rodri comes off injured at halftime. Bro, they just threw Zubimendi in there, bro. Did anything look different or change, bro? So then you go, wow, yes, it could be the players. That's fine because there's some top players there. But then you can tell, bro, that's the philosophy, bro, that we can just pluck a next man in and put him in there because we know Rodri is that guy in it. He's the best, you'd say, defensive mid in the world right now. Obviously injured, but yeah, like Zubimendi ain't close to him in terms of that skill set or known or on that high pedestal. So just to put him in there and it looks even better or simpler or calmer, they're like, bro, then surely it's a philosophy. But for England, you could throw anyone in the 11, bro. They just all look all over the place. They look lack of ideas in moments in tournament. And then you've got the big game players like Bellingham just pulling them out of like sticky positions, scoring some mad wonder goals at times. Harry Kane now and then. But there's no real like playing style or philosophy behind them, or like, I don't know, like utilizing the players' skill sets to their maximum capacity. It's just, yeah, I expect you guys to do well because you do well for your club teams. But yeah, there should be an expectation on the international stage, man, for England to do well.
I think
too much talent not to.
Yeah, I was half like happy with Carsley, but like,
yeah, bro.
I did see something new. I feel like because he's not got a big name anyway, man, they're not expecting too much of him, and he kind of fit I know Southgate did it as well, but he was already managing the under-21s and that. When I watched the under-21 games, they looked way more expansive and that. Don't get me wrong. Tried against Greece the other day, it didn't work out, but that happens, and you have to get used to it. Man, I'm forgetting, like, obviously history only remembers victors, isn't it? So when Spain just done what they did, it's all gas now, isn't it? The man, I'm forgetting at the beginning of that tournament, they wanted De La Fonte out of there, bro.
Yeah.
He had, if I'm correct, someone correct me, why you have like 2 minutes to save his job against Germany? He would have been, if he went out against Germany, I saw all the press, they were like, nah, they don't like this guy, bro. And he was doing the same thing. He won, I think he won the Euros or the World Cup under 21s or under 18s.
The Spain manager.
Yeah.
He was
De La Fuente. I think he won.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Yeah, De La Fuente.
They didn't like him, and they didn't like him in Spain either, bro. They didn't like him, bro. They didn't want him as the manager. He was winding them up at the beginning of that tournament. Obviously, all of us in England was like, "Oh, Spain's playing the best football." They wanted him out of there, bro. Obviously, now he's won what he's won, so they'll keep him. Watch as soon as he makes a mistake, get him out of there, bro.
Just before we get.
Oh, sorry, G.
No. I was just gonna say, just before, big up Steve, love for joining in today, bro. Just before we get into, because I want to, what we're kind of diving into and what you guys are talking about, and touch on the point there about philosophy, and that's what I want to kind of touch on here. So, obviously, just before we get into that philosophy and all of that, it's a question here from Anmo. Ain't seen you here in the chat before, I don't think, but big up to yourself, man. Love for joining in. What do you think about Ryan Mason? I forgot he was even a manager. He is still young, but has the Prem experience, worked under many good managers and delivered when he was the main man. So he could be the next big thing.
Delivered when he was who? What? Spurs?
Say that again?
He ain't good.
At Spurs?
I'm trying to think. Was he? I think it was just
at Spurs. Yeah.
He didn't. Bro, the first game
he did the
first game he lost the FA Cup final. That's what happened.
Carabao. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that Brendan Mourinho or whatever. Yeah,
he doesn't have a philosophy, bro. He's just bog standard, bro. He just
philosophy. Them kind of them
Carrick, Carrick
like
that's what I thought. Carrick, like what for him?
That's what I thought. Carrick should have been there, bro. I would even have put Vingy now. No,
look at what Carrick is doing and did, and look at what Ryan Mason isn't doing. One of them was like, you know what? I'm never gonna manage this club full time. They don't think I'm that guy right now. I need to go prove myself in the lower leagues of England. I think he directly joined Ipswich in League One. Yeah, Ryan Mason, by contrast, is still chilling at Tottenham. I think he was trying to go for the Anderlecht job, but negotiations broke down. So I don't even know anything about Mason. I don't know anything because he hasn't put any body of work out.
Yeah. I can't listen. Look, I don't want to discount anybody because right now we're scraping the bottom of the barrel as it is. So if that's a name you want to throw in there, you can throw it in there. But this goes on to the point I wanted to make, or wanted you guys to let me know, because obviously me and ENDZ were talking about this before, and we spoke about how many English managers are actually managing at the top level in terms of in the Premier League, and obviously we found out it was only 4 managers. So obviously you got Gary O'Neill, Sean Dyche, Kieran McKenna, and Eddie Howe. We actually have more Spanish managers in this league in Pep Guardiola, Arteta, Emery, Iraola, and Lopetegui than we do English managers in our own league. Do you guys not think, and obviously we're going to take a look at the other leagues as well, just to show you guys in terms of nationalities, philosophy, and all of that, do you guys think that is also playing like a major part in terms of, I get from a club perspective, as En said before, when it comes to club football, you can choose whatever. It doesn't. I don't care where you come from. I'm just trying to see how good are you as an actual just manager. But is that then not hindering when we're having this conversation about, well, why are we not hiring this guy or that guy or this guy or that guy? What do you guys think about that?
Because we keep promoting ex-players, bro, and that's why. And they never come and show us anything good. Like Gerrard's probably the only one. Maybe he can probably hold his head up a tiny bit in terms of what he achieved. And that still wasn't in the Premier League. So Rooney, dog. Carrick, dead. Not Carrick, sorry. Lampard, dead. Like that, these guys have just been offered jobs in positions. I can't believe like Scholes did it for a month and then quit. He was like, I won this. Gary Neville did it for a little bit and then got smoked up, realized football's a bit harder than standing at right back and not running forward. Who else was there, bro? Like, they just hand it out to these ex-pros.
It's not English, but Roy Keane.
But even still, that's what I'm saying.
I don't even remember when he did his little stint.
Sunderland, Sunderland.
He managed Villa as well.
Did he do? Oh my God.
He managed Sunderland, Ipswich, and Villa, bro.
Right.
You're fully right.
I ain't remembering none of what his body of work. But yeah, it's like you don't feel like any of the guys that gets there is like, oh, do they really deserve it? Or is it just because they were good footballers? So let's just offer them a job and hopefully that translate into becoming a good manager. When we've looked around and gone, do you know what? The man them that weren't actually good at football, the actual dons that are good at like managers, bro.
This is Spain, by the way. So this is La Liga currently, as of today, in terms of the Spanish managers. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 managers out of a 20-man league are all Spanish. There are only 5 other countries, so to speak, in this entire league. And then we are wondering why Spain can get a guy that nobody knew before the tournament to come in and manage the team. I'm not saying that they didn't know him, because clearly they know him, but I'm saying just in, let's say, the global aspect, no one looked at, right, who's the, but I promise you, I've watched Spain, and I didn't even know he was the manager. I'm still thinking Quay is the other manager until I realized.
Your
Oh,
boss
this
getting
bloody-
man.
Still thought it was Enrique.
Bro, I'm thinking it's him. I'm thinking, nah, it's not him though, G. Nah,
He's already gone and
because I was like, oh no,
dusted
Luis Enrique was the man.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, oh, it must be Luis Enrique. I was like, okay, yeah, that's my guy. Blah blah blah. And then I see this bald head you. I'm thinking, rah, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know he's the
man.
crazy in me saying
Other
that. Right?
managers,
But
good managers,
I didn't think he was the man.
they pay their dues. They pay their dues on it in football, man. I don't blame like Gerrard and Lampard and all that, because at the end of the day, man ain't gonna tell me that if someone offered us a bigger job, you ain't gonna take it. But at the same time, it doesn't help them, bruv. The pressure is different straight away. Giving Lampard the Chelsea job after Derby, bruv. Like, you watch man fail to get them promoted. Leave him there, innit? Derby's not the job, because there was a part at Chelsea when he was hard to beat, bruv. And he finished third with them, and it was a good thing for them to finish third. And then obviously that Tuchel Champions League that he won, it was Lampard who got him through that tournament, bro. Tuchel had like two rounds.
Yeah. That was Lampard's team.
They don't have to pay the due, because same with Gerrard, like he done Liverpool under 18s, isn't it? Under 18s when
under 18s, yeah.
And then obviously when he went across to Rangers, done what he did there. And then the Villa job. Gerrard's one probably makes sense, actually. Just it didn't work out for him at Villa. That's probably the right way to go. But give him man them big jobs straight away. The England Premier League used to be how you just read out the Liga, but man started calling all the man dinosaurs and that, and there was no middle ground of like the ages of managers. It was always the man them who are about to be 60, and that's it. There was no like young managers. Where in Spain it ain't like that, bro. These men are going through the ranks. If there's, you know what I mean, even when Guardiola was doing it, he was managing Barcelona B first, like yeah, and then the man made the step up. So it's a bit of a weird one, but if you make or you get your experience at the top level instantly, bro, it's a bit of a problem. Think of all the managers from before, Mourinho's and all that, bro. These men were number twos to like top guys, bro. Which is, to be fair, it seems like it's happening now, just like with England, because Arteta is a number to a top guy. You get me? All these men are number twos, bro. Maresca was a number two, bro, and Arteta's good. He's good, man. He learned his trade under the right guy and that, bro. And that's probably what some of these other managers should do. But it's like, if someone offers you the job, would you want to take the job as a number two coach, or do you want this job? It's very hard.
Do you want longevity though, or do you want short-term success in it? Because that's what most of these men are doing.
If I asked you that, you believe in yourself. So longevity to you is, yeah, I'll take the best job and I'll be great at it because I believe in myself. No, but it's very hard for anyone to say, you know what, I'm not ready. It takes a strong man to do that, blood.
Xabi Alonso is one of those cases.
Yeah, Xabi Alonso.
He could have gone anywhere he wanted this summer, but he was like, you know what,
the Liverpool job. You know, he didn't take the Liverpool job because at the end of the day, it's a bit of one of those, isn't it? You have to be kind of honest with yourself. But then the jobs that you've been offered, then the first thing you say to yourself is, will I be offered this job again? I don't know.
Complete side note, look at all the managers in Serie A. Look how new they are. Look at how many guys are in even their first full 8 months.
Yeah,
I just counted it. There's 16.
That's at least 3/4 of the. Yeah, that's about.
There's only 16 Italian managers in that league. Bear in mind, guys. So just so that you guys have got the picture, there are 4 English managers in the Premier League. There are 15 in La Liga, and there are 16 in Serie A. I'm going to go to the Bundesliga now.
It's normally about 75% of the nation that's in them leagues. It's normally like that, bro. And I don't know, man. It's a bit of a sticky one still. But
we'll get to the context of it as well, because
the Prem itself it's forget about if it's the best league or not. It's the money league, isn't it?
Yeah.
So tells you everything. There's more pressure there, bro. Like, man, clubs are losing money if you don't get instant success at what we've asked you to do, bro. So they just sack you quick time, bro. In those leagues, that's not happening, bro. Yeah, I mean, some teams are rubbish in that, but Sociedad ain't doing great now. Like I was watching them towards the end of last season as well. There's all these teams in that, man, that ain't doing the best. If you're not watching, even if you're watching the league, you don't always know, because I'm not staying around to watch their press conferences and that, bro.
Yeah.
You get me? And I don't care about some of the lesser teams, but the pressure's different, because in that league, man, are expecting certain teams to do stuff. That's it. Prem, bro, we're like, nah, we played you that 22 mil Sky Sports money, and I don't know what you're messing around with, but you better do better, bro.
They're much quicker to sack. They're much quicker to sack in the other leagues. Way quicker.
How many is in the Bundesliga?
Half the league, so there's 9. 9 German
Out
managers.
of 18, and you got to keep in mind as well, Nuri Sahin spent a lot of his footballing life in Germany. Pellegrino Matarazzo is German American. The guy that Brighton got, it was from the Zweite Bundesliga from St. Pauli. He's German, Swiss, and American. So these guys are also another one was Hasenhüttl at Wolfsburg, Austria.
Oh, yeah.
Spent a lot of his time managing in Germany. So all of them are familiar with it.
Yeah, let's be honest as well. If you're Austrian, you're German, and fuck it, bro.
Yeah.
League 1 have got 10.
Yeah.
Well, they got 18 teams, I swear. They got 18 teams.
Yep,
18.
we've got 18 teams. So again, we're looking
all the leagues should be 18, to be honest.
like I've got
Crazy, bro.
2 more to go through, which is Portugal and the Eredivisie. But I think, to be honest, we kind of know where this is, where it's kind of headed.
They're all in the Championship and League 1, and that's where them man are.
So this kind of, that's very true, which is kind of ironic when you think about it. Big up Ammo, obviously saying it, England don't have a specific brand of play. Spain has possession, Germany high pressing, Netherlands with total football. England should have a generational play style which should be followed to win trophy. I agree with everything about the generational. I don't think in regards to maybe actually that's a lie. Actually, maybe it's the context of the way you're saying it. Maybe I'm just reading it wrong, but I don't know about generation.
Couldn't England be the hybrid of all of these ones, bro? Because we've got all these managers within our league, right? Couldn't we just
what's a hybrid style though?
I don't know, high press possession, total football.
So basically, you want them to be the best,
maybe what Carsley was trying to do, blood, the high press thing with the total football, man, then end up in whatever position, and then we just keep the ball, just keep it ticking. I don't know, bro. I think we if we can't beat the man, then bro, we have to join them and then just steal the ideas, bro. Steal everything else, bro. You might as well just steal the ideas, bro.
Them countries allowed to have that philosophy, bro, because they've all won stuff.
I think the biggest thing is that how many English managers are in the look at all those lists we went down. You see an English manager in there outside of the Prem? Nope, none in Liga, none in albeit in Liga, will still at Longs is Belgian English, so whatever. We'll count that for the sake of it. That's one half English manager that is managing in a top 5 league. Part of that is number one, clearly those English coaches are just not it's not even just that the FA didn't value domestic coaches over the foreign ones and they picked 2. It's that the other leagues and nations don't see it like that. They're not really like, oh, this young manager in England.
Also, Steve, if you don't value the people that you have at your disposal in terms of the managers that you think are good, then other people are going to look like, whoa, if you clearly don't value this and you don't respect this, then why should I? Why should I look at it and go, I should respect this? If you're not even going to speak to one of the best or good enough managers in your league in terms of Eddie Howe and go, like add you to the short. Man said they did not contact him, bro. So not even to even ask him. That's crazy, bro. That means they don't even rate him.
Yeah.
I'm not here to question what they rate or don't rate. I'm only here to ask the questions. What I will obviously the basis of this whole topic, why I wanted to have this conversation, was obviously I saw Stan Collymore, he put out this tweet the other day, and I had to also fact check a few things myself as well, because I wanted to just make sure that he wasn't chatting shit. And to be fair, he was actually telling the truth with prices and stuff like that. So this is his tweet. So I'm going to read it out if you guys haven't seen it already. He's asking, why don't we produce English coaches of Tuchel standards? 2 reasons. £13,700 to do your pro license in England today. In Spain, it's around 2,000. By the way, it's not. It's actually 6,000. There was someone who fact checked it, and I checked it. Yeah, 6,000 to do your pro license, which is still less than half. Do you know what I mean? Of what it actually is in England, but cool. There are 2,200 Spanish pro license coaches. There are only 200 English pro license coaches. Look at the correlation between cost and coaching number. He asked here, Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney, as N said, all took jobs instead of doing 3 years at, I think it'd be St. James's Park. Why? Gerrard got 2.5 million at Rangers. Lampard got 1 million at Derby. And Rooney got $1 million at Washington. Fuentes, Spanish head coach, coached Sevilla and Bilbao Youth on around 30K. Then Alaves first team, where he lasted 6 months on around 100K before being sacked. And then he puts in brackets for those who thought Southgate's CV wasn't up to scratch. So English coaches have to pay 10 times more than the European compatriots to get the same qualification. And English players don't give SGP an identity because they never get there. They go straight to jobs where their fame gets them inflated salaries and deals. So he invites anyone to tell him what's Gerrard's philosophy, what's Lampard's philosophy, what's Rooney's philosophy. I feel like you could do that if you really sat down, but fairs. Yeah. I get the point that he's trying to make. You can't, because they never went to SJP to learn one or develop one with each other, an English way. I agree with that. All winners, by the way. Spain, France, every 12-year-old could tell you the arse end of every Spanish coach, what the core tenets are, how they play, why. Those coaches coach with each other, can afford the courses and develop an overall style that suits the environment they work in, which is then taken abroad and utilized everywhere. Facts. Deal with the root causes, and we'll get our coaches.
SGP, by the way, is St. George's Park, which I think
is St. George's. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, you're right. But this is kind of where, and this is when I started to think, and this is why I was like, obviously me and Enz were chatting earlier on after his stream, and I was sitting there like, and I said, I showed you Enz like the price listing, and I'm gonna get it up here for you guys. So I've got the price listing of how much it costs to do your badges in this country. Now, Enz will be able to kind of more take over in terms of what these badges kind of mean, etc. Because obviously he is a coach. So Enz, if you don't mind, just kind of talking to people through, like in terms of each. I've got every single level, so if you can just kind of chat to the people.
Yeah. So this one is just your introductory, bro. It used to be called the level 1 in it, but they've changed it to introductory. There's nothing in there, bro. It's nothing that anyone of any brain capacity cannot do, bro. It's straightforward. I think it's 8 weeks. The course is now that you do, and it's a module every week. So every week you complete a module, you wait until they activate the next one. There's also like videos that they upload a lot of the times as well, so you have to make sure you get those, because there's always new methods and new training stuff and like interviews and pros and ex-coaches and current coaches that's in the St. George's Park, and then they upload them and then you can learn from them. So it's only 100. Most grassroots club pays for that, I think.
Okay. So
most of them, if you want to be a coach, most of the grassroots one, I say most, the ones that I've done, they've just paid for it, and then they just, or you pay for it, they reimburse you if the club is looking for managers and stuff like that. Then you've got your level 2. Level 2 is, I think that's nearly, I want to say 500 or 300. Oh, there we go. That's 650 now. That is just that's normally video evidence of what you're doing, setting up coaching methods, how you interact with players, dealing with all types of individuals as well, depending on what level you want to go to. Also in that as well, you have to have your first aid before you can even do the introductory. So you have to have your first aid and safeguarding. So even before you can do your level 1, you have to do safeguarding and first aid. And they're long, because the first aid thing is not hard, but there's a lot to remember as well, because obviously you're in a sport with kids that are going to be running around. So you've got to know in terms of if there's any cardiovascular thing that happened to the players as well. It's simple things in the safeguarding ones. If the kid turns up to training or just matches and they're dirty and stuff like that, that stuff you have to report if it's a consistent thing. Because that means
signs of
bro, like neglect and stuff.
Mandatory
all of that before you even get into football, bro. Like, because you're now protecting, or you're now the person that's going to be looking after
your caretaking.
Yeah, basically as well. Good thing is, obviously, I've got someone that works in the medical field. So for my team, I don't even have to worry too much about trying to remember all of the information. I have to an extent, but I know if anything pops off, bang, got you there. You can just, smooth sailing, fingers crossed. Nothing's happened so far, and I hope that never does, because it's crazy. Yeah, I've seen it happen as well. So it's just one of those crazy things. And then you go to your, I think then it's your UEFA C, B, and then A, and then your Pro. So after that, bro, I'm not doing any of them ones yet, because then if you see the price, right, you can see the prices going up from there. That is long, bro.
So we've gone from, just so everyone knows, so this is just you starting now. So there's a question I wanted to ask so that I guess everyone can kind of understand. So I guess without telling everyone the team or whatever, what level are you coaching at this current moment in time?
The under 13s, but I do handle like semi-pros and pro players as well.
Okay, so that point there. If you wanted to manage a semi-pro club, what levels do you need to, would I say, have, so to speak? Oh, he's just there, just sorting out the kids. Yeah, because that's what I want to know is that is like just
your level two. Your level two is your basic. There is some. It depends on the club as well, because I know, for an example, the Hampton Richmond manager, or the old manager, I don't think he had his badges done, but he used to be the goalkeeper beforehand. Okay. So that's like semi-pro. So they just gave him the job, but you have to have at least your level 1 or level 2. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I think it depends on the criteria of where or what team you're in. So if it's like National League or above it, League One, Championship, whatever, then you have to have your pro going forward or working on it with the other ones. So maybe you have your CB and then your A, and then you're working towards your pro, and then maybe there's something involved in that where while you're coaching or managing the team, you're working on that pro license. I think. Obviously, I'm not there yet, so I'm not too sure. But from a price standpoint, from a price standpoint, it's dumb. Like that,
you 100 quid. You've gone from 100 to 650. So already, let's say for your first, and by the way, I'm this in terms of this kind of pricing, I'm not even mad at this. I'm not looking at this and thinking, oh my god, this is beyond the realms. Like that's 750 that you've had to spend. I'm good in myself in saying, okay, I'll put 750 for that, because that's your 2 levels. You've got them now. UEFA C looks good, sounds good as well, because you UEFA C license, blah blah blah. Then we move up to this. So now we're talking altogether. Once you get to UEFA B, which is obviously again, if you're now starting to try and move potentially a bit higher, you've now potentially had to spend about $2,000. Again, I'm still not even too mad at that when you look at it in totality.
No, sorry, but most people only get to these or do these levels to do like group sessions, individual sessions, because then when you have these, what it says to the person that doesn't understand it is like, oh, you can coach at a high level. So you can charge because I know coaches that have got all of their like the UEFA B and A. So if you want a session with like them, bro, obviously as a pro, it's going to be mad money. If it's grassroots, bro, you can charge like even someone starting as a grassroots kid and you want this coach to work with you, 120 quid per kid. I know someone that charges that. I know someone that charges around 90. If you're doing group sessions and you get, I don't know, 10 kid within that session, bro, you guys can do the maths on that, bro. Like how much money you can make from an hour session just based on this qualification. It doesn't mean that you're like very good at what you do. It just means that you've gone and done the course.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
But there's nothing on the course that it doesn't even teach you like philosophy and stuff like that as well.
Imagine if I said about group thing and charging even the 90 quid. Let's just say I'm not even saying you have to have 10 kids, because that's a bag, or just
off on the hour session, bro. And if you run, so that's why it's lucrative. And most people that get these, I don't know the number, because obviously it's I don't know every manager in the Premier League, well, not the Premier League, but like Championship, League One or whatever. But from the people that I know, most of them that have this qualification don't want to become managers, bro. They're happy just staying at like just doing coaching, because it's lucrative to an extent, because they know if I run 4-hour session in a day and I do a group one, bro, man, them are walking away with like $3,000 in a day.
Wow.
Just by doing that. So why would you want to go and do the added stress?
And that's some people's salary. Yeah,
so why would you want to go and do the added stress of, like, I don't know, like just being a manager, getting scrutinized in the media all the time, dealing with the players, like, because there's so many players, you have to deal with their emotions, you have to deal with like family members, like, why are you not playing them, blah blah blah. Where, bro, I can just make $3,000 a day and put on a meaty session, bro. And what I realized, because when you go East London, you'd say most of the ballers are like London in general.
Yeah,
you get South London, East London. That's where most of the ballers can.
London is your answer to Paris.
So you get the parents there. They're very clued up in terms of like what a good coach looks like and what a bad coach looks like. So what coach can get my kid to bang playing, you know, in academy football and etc. etc. But when you go outside of that, they don't, bro. Because I've sat and watched, because I like to learn. So I've sat and watched like coaches charge parents like 60, 70 quid per child. And all they've done is like they do like a warm-up, they do some meaty little 1-2 shooting drill, and then they'll just get them to dribble around in a circle with a football, and I'm like, bro, so every kid here paid 60 quid for this nonsense, bro. But because they have these badges, to that person, the qualification means you know what you're talking about and you know what you're doing. But most of them just do it because they know they can earn a lot of money because they have it, not because they actually learn anything or want to develop further.
This is obviously the top. You know what's mad? Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, whilst you're talking, I'm sitting there thinking, oh, my mum was getting bumped back in the days because you're thinking, yeah, brother, you gotta realize, yeah. Obviously I'm older now, innit? And I get like the mechanics of all of this kind of stuff, regardless. And I have my FA level 1, yeah. But I've just never. I don't want to do. I don't want to like.
You got the introduction to football now, bro. That's what
yeah. I've got that's what it's called. I've got the introduction to football now, yeah. But I've never once in my life thought, you know what? I want to be I don't want to be a manager. I like it. It doesn't even look glamorous. It doesn't even look like something you'd want to aspire to in life. Like, it looks horrible. It looks crap. As you said, the scrutiny and all of that. Like, bro, do I really want to be known as Southgate in that? Man can't walk down the road without man giving him the side eye in that. I don't want all of that pressure. I'm okay.
I'll tell you what most of them do now, like the coaches. It's more of they want that factor is I was a part of that journey. So they'll be like, right, say for instance, I use Jukesy. He used to play for Tottenham, coach that I know. Yeah, he used to train my son as well. I think he's very good, bro. He's done stuff with like there's videos of him and Jermaine Defoe. They do like shooting videos. I can't remember the goalkeeper. You know, they used to use him a lot. What's he called? Like Big E or something. I can't remember the big.
From the SC Dons.
Yeah. So
yeah.
You see him, but as a coach, cold. Do you know how much, bro, for each kid in his session, bro? It's like 90 quid, yeah. But the sessions are top level, and he trains a lot of academy ballers and stuff like that. And I asked about like, oh yeah, why didn't you just do? Because he used to be in the Tottenham Academy. He's played. I think he did make a first team appearance. Forget, bro. If you watch it, my bad if I got it wrong. But I know he's played with Harry Kane and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, why don't you just become a coach? Because he's very good, but like, why, bro? Like, for a session, 15 people in for an hour, but it's top level, it's top intensity. They get the best out of it, and not only that, where you're getting the academy players, they go in and they're getting better, and they're putting that to practice. That's getting more players, more people, and then this guy goes wrong. There's people that were traveling from. There was people that was traveling from. Because I was traveling from West London to go there to East London to go and take that on the M25 is a mad journey. But I knew so petrol money in there plus
Dartford Bridge, you know. You're mute.
Yeah, sorry, to put the petrol in the car and then to pay for the session, and you're doing that during the week with traffic, and I'm flying up the M25 around them times like 6 o'clock to get to the session. But I'm thinking like, right, that's so tough, but I know how good he is. But I'm seeing people are traveling from nearly up northish, bro, trying to come down to go to his session.
That's mad. But it sounds good though, because he sounds like he had a conveyor belt.
The real we have in our team comes from him, bro. Like, he's the one who coaches him as well, bro. So that's why I saw him before. I'm like, yo, this kid is cold. Obviously, he was at Chelsea, so but now he's at Liverpool, isn't it?
Okay, I didn't know. So there you go, people.
But that's the thing. None of them really want to. I don't know any that goes, I want to be a manager, bro. It's more they want to be a part of your journey. So if you go, right, you know what, my coach was G, you know, and blah, 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 blah. There's other players, bro, academy players and parents go, right, he's good. He's worked on his left. He's worked on this, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll just come to you, bro, and they'll pay whatever because they know the end goal is to get the first pro contract. So they'll pay whatever it is to help them get to that pro contract. Why would I want to be a manager when I could just charge these man crazy money, still put on a good session, do 4 hours a day, and you can split that up. One group in the morning, one group midday, one group in the afternoon, one group at night. They done.
It's mad because I'm just like, this costs 13,700. Yeah, I'm just gonna round it up just for the people to do the math right. So let's just say that's around 14 bags that you've just spent on this one pro license, this for the pro license, right? Or actually, let me even go back because let me not say pro license. Let me even just go as far as this. Yeah, let's just say you go up to this point and you spend your 4 bags on the UEFA A license, right? And then you do exactly what ENDZ is saying. Bruv, in reality, from how ENDZ is obviously explaining it, really inside a day/2, and it's not even 2 full days, you've actually recouped your money back potentially.
That's
now again, sorry, go on, Savage.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's why, like, when you saw that thing from Collymore and that, I mean, obviously I never heard him say it, so I can't judge on that. But I don't know if he was making it out like a complaint because it's business, bro. That's what happens. You know what I mean? If you're gonna make that much money, what ENDZ said, then this is light work.
Yeah,
And
it's super light. Yeah,
it's a deterrent from people that don't want to do it properly. Most people who don't want to do something properly ain't gonna pay the big money, bro. And that's kind of how it is, man. It's either money or time in it. That's how it's always been. If you're a lawyer, a doctor, anything, you either pay the money or you put in 4 or 5 years or something. And it's a deterrent for man to go, you know what? I was only going there for the money, but it ain't that serious. I ain't doing 18 months spending that much money, blood. You know what I mean? So that's why it happens.
Yeah, because guys, look, this is a 12-month course, by the way. This isn't like a 2-week course where you 2 weeks. This is 12 months.
So some stuff need that, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some stuff need that. I'm like that with thingy, with the personal training, bro. It's like bare man. I've gone above the license what everyone's got now because the level 3 man are getting in 6 weeks and that, bro. And I'm competing with man.
They tried to offer me that too.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, that's fair enough and that, but that's base level really. But then once they've got that, and some people don't even bother, just jump on Instagram and that 2 hot pants and that, and all of a sudden the beauty workout, blood. You know what I mean? So I went and done bare studies in that, sports psychology, masters in PT. Bro, I went and done all of it, brother. Done level 4, then I tried to get a GP referral, so now the doctors can send people to me because I'm not trying to compete with Gymshark shorts, blood. Because even I like it. You get me? Even I'll be watching that shit, knowing that it's rubbish, blood. But I'm like, boy, it looks good. So I see why people have clicked into it. So you know what I mean? But if they put that PT license at $5,000, bro, all of a sudden everyone's like, not really trying to be a PT still. It's not really good. Facts.
So it's I guess obviously that's just one side of it, obviously, which is the cost. And then, listen, we can use the cost of living as an example, but it is quite interesting though when I did see that, the fact that in England to get your pro, and this is just more looking at a higher level, to get your pro license, it is almost 14 grand that you would have to spend on just one thing, whereas in Spain, you can go over there and it's only 6 grand. And that's euros, so you're talking 5,000, whatever. I do find that kind of interesting because what you're saying, I 100% agree with in terms of it can then be used as a deterrent for just any Joe Blogs off the street just to be like, yo, On the flip side of it, we get into this situation, which is we've only got 4 England managers who are managing, give or take, at this kind of level.
When you get to that once you're around certain people, and Sav will attest to this, bro, they keep it's all in house, bro. Bro, when you get around these type of people, bro, it's not like, oh, let's welcome you because you got talent. No, bro, they keep that circle tight, bro. Like there's certain players that will get through because their parents are rich.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like just because, bro, just because the other kid that's traveling with the train, the bus, then he has to walk and then climb 2 mountains to get to training. You hear about those stories later in life, like, oh my days, Salah and Mane said he had to travel on 3-hour train and blah, blah, blah. Most of these kids, bro, when you go, bro, I promise you, when you go to any academy game, no one has a shit car, bro. All new plate Range Rovers, this and that, and Tesla Jeeps and G-Wagon, bro. No one, bro, it's such a tight-knit community. When you get in there, you realize, bro, they don't just let anyone in there. So that's why the price it's a good price to deter enough people and also question like, Rod, do you really think you're good enough, bro? Because if you think you're good enough, you pay that and there's still no guarantee that we're going to give you a job. It's literally a qualification, maybe to nowhere.
Yes, that's like being a pilot, isn't it? It's like 90 grand for the course, blood.
90 grand to be a pilot?
Yeah, 90 grand to be a pilot.
Yeah, but you got man's life.
I don't even like flying anyway. How about that?
You got man's life in your hand in the air, blood. You get me? If you crash the plane, it's
okay. Fair enough.
mean,
Yeah,
think
so
how
we
much.
can't let
Think how
anyone
much.
be. We
think
can't
how
let
much-
anyone just be a pilot, bro. We need the Harvard man. Them, bro.
Okay. So all right, but so then what about the? I know we're going off on a bit of tangent, but now you got me thinking. What about the guys who do the Formula One and that? I heard that's a mad
Big money.
Mad money as well, bro.
Big money. But have you seen how much money they get once they're there?
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. That's why that's why everyone rates Lewis Hamilton on it, because his dad didn't come from that money like that. He just grafted, sent his son there early blood. Like, man had to deal with racist attacks and that in go-karts blood. You better give him
That's true, bro.
It's true, blood. End is right, bro. It's all
Bro,
gated stuff, bro.
It's a
Tennis is the
tight-knit
same,
community, bro.
Yeah, tennis is the same, bro. You keep
They, bro,
tennis, bro. But
Tennis seems like a very gated.
And
I
they
don't
let
know
you
why,
in
but it
certain
gives me
clubs,
the air of gated.
yeah, man.
Bro,
They let
these
you in
men,
certain clubs,
yeah.
bro. Unless they're like, yo, this kid might be.
Is it cricket as well? Cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tight knit as well.
Bro,
They don't let anyone in, bro. Like,
Elitist sports, like.
bro,
you
cricket, man are having their match last days and they're having cucumber sandwiches at halftime. But yeah, it's that kind of sport, bro.
it's elite, bro. These men ain't playing. Even the parents as well now. The parents even make it difficult for you, bro, in these sports, because now it's the way that they sell it to you is if obviously we know they broke it down. I can't remember the guy. Did you guys watch that the Crystal Palace thing? And the owner was breaking it down in terms of like how many kids make it. So when you go into that environment, bro, not only is your kid competing within a team and a confinement of a team, but you're fighting against the parents as well, because there'll be parents in the coaches here like, why is he not playing? Why is he only got this amount of minutes? Why is he da-da-da-da-da-da-da? You're going to get that. And then you're going to have that kid that's really talented. But for an example, we've got a game here. Unless you play for a Cat 1 team, I don't know if they do it for like Cat 2 and Cat 3. So Cat 1 teams are like your Premier League teams. So they will do certain things in it. They'll you can come out of school early on a day and they'll send someone to come and pick you up, stuff like that. There's coaches that they'll use to take you to a game if your parents can't take you, etc., for the away games. They get to go on tour, travel across the world, like to go and play in different tournaments against different academy teams. The lower Cat teams, they don't have that kind of financial backing to do all of these things. So for a kid that has to travel a certain way, he might be mad talented, but don't have the money to do so. Another parent will be like, yeah, like we can travel to go, we can pay for this to go here. So then he's going to get more exposure on the bigger stages. Say, for instance, it's a tournament in Italy, and you've got AC Milan, Real Madrid's turning up, Dortmund's turning up. So you get to play against these man at your age group, but your parent ain't got the money to pay for that because you're in a Cat 3 team. So
it's mad investment from parents, man.
Yeah, it's mad, bro. It's a mad investment. So you've not only got that,
they might not make it. Well, chances are they're not going to make it, bro. That's most people don't own it. So all that investment, or they get older and that, and then you hear about man's playing in Finland and the Faroe Islands and that in their leagues. Which I'm not even thinking.
I always hear that.
So say for an example. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. It's always happening.
No, I'm saying though, like, say for instance, yeah, we know all of the Premier League footballers, if they have a kid and the kid plays football, he's gonna be in the academy, right?
Yeah.
So say for an example, we all have a kid. So there's 5 of us on stream now, yeah. We all have a kid. And then Rooney's son is like in the academy as well.
Yeah.
There's one, okay, we go right, going for the age groups. They go through like 9s upwards to under 14s, whatever. Our kids are ballers, but it's Rooney. There's one spot for the first team, maybe 2.
Yeah, let's say all of them are left backs.
Rooney's son is getting in, bro.
Yeah.
Rooney's son is getting that spot. So that means for our kid, even though they're good, and I'm not saying it happens all the time because I don't have the metrics, but I can guarantee you based on what I've seen, his son is getting that.
Yeah.
His son is getting that spot. Here's why. It's good for the club, the image of the club. Rooney's son come through, yeah, man, Wayne Rooney. So that publicity there is crazy.
Yeah.
So then our kid might be cooking, bro. Our kid probably the 50 goals that Rooney's son scored, our kid had contributed to like all of them, if not most. Like we're the ones setting him up, but this man is scoring, so they're gonna give him the opportunity, bro. So now our kids have 2 options. They either go under 21s or they can go out on loan. Or they still can make a career in it, but you're like making a career in a championship for a few years and then or League 1, League 2, you might not be able to come back and rise from there. But getting the first team opportunity at a Man United, at an Arsenal, at a Chelsea, bro, you're in the limelight, bro. You can only then build from that experience to go out there in front of that crowd and do whatever. I'm not saying you can't get the same going down and playing the other divisions or whatever, but it's not the same, bro. You got to stand out on the Premier League pitch, bro.
Yeah.
On a nice little, under the floodlights, maybe a little Champions League debut. Bro, you'll get after that night, you're
10-minute debut in that, yeah.
Bro, you see the next morning you wake up, you're banging press ups, you're doing sit ups, you're like, yo, can we book in my man again for another session? I need some strength and conditioning, get Sav on the phone. I need to come to G because I need a nutrition thing sorted. Like, because that little cameo, but your kid might not get it because you got Rooney and them man there and there, bro.
Yeah, and that's one hurdle, and there's like 10 more.
That's just one.
Crazy, bro. Like, I actually feel sorry. I remember End was saying before about the way the conveyor belt is, how it's not fair. I'm like, yeah, blood, because I was gonna try and get a job before when I played for Birmingham already, so it would have been easy for me to get back in under the sports psychology team and sports science team. And then when I realized what the new thing was, what wasn't happening when I was playing, I'm like, bro, man, just predicting what's gonna happen with this kid based on his height and that now and his blood type and all that. I was like, bro, this ain't got nothing to do with man's talent though, bro. Like, I got eyes, bro. They're like, nah, we already know, bro. This kid ain't making it. He's gonna end up around 5'7" and that, and this and this, bro. And his muscle mass there. I said, raw blood. This is, for a kid, this is crazy, bro. And that what Enzo was on about with that Crystal Palace show. That's what happened to the one kid on there. And he was tiny, bro. And they was worried about him straight away. They're like, yeah, we don't know about this, man. He ain't gonna grow like that, and he ain't gonna get the Messi growth hormones, bro, because he ain't Messi, bro.
So imagine that he's gonna miss out based on genetics, bro.
Genetics, bro.
And then they got that new kid. You see the other kid they got in there, bro. He was already like 6 foot already. Like, yeah, oh my, they specimen. You're like, bro, you didn't get the football yet. That
kid was mad cocky though. They asked him what football is he like. He said, well, I've got the strength of Virgil and the pace of Mbappe and the vision of De Bruyne. I said, get the fuck.
I think he's at Wolves now, you know. I think he's actually at Wolves.
Yeah, man.
These men are just
I think he's at Wolves.
Big up, Carl. Love for joining in. I want to get your thoughts quickly on this kind of topic that I want to dive into before, of course, we head on out as well. So obviously, and you touched on something earlier on, and everyone's kind of touched on it. When we're looking at like these managers and we look at like these players, and it's funny as well, by the way, because I've got the thing, but I'll show it later, where we'll talk about like the nationalities of managers, and there's also nationality of players as well. England do have obviously the most players, of course, in the Premier League, and in all the other leagues it's the same. The whatever league it is, they've got the most amount of players in there. We're just not really transcending that to managers who are then capable, whether that's because of philosophy, which is obviously what ENDZ had touched upon before. So what is it? Because I know we spoke about this in the other stream, but Carl, I want to get your kind of thoughts from, I guess, outside looking in, when you think about, like, you know, England in specifically. What is it with England? Like, what is it do you think they need to do in order to just have a philosophy? What is the philosophy in your eyes? Like, I don't know how you obviously see it, obviously not being English.
Yes, I think I believe that in I don't know if for some reason for most English countries the barrier is always money. I'm sure you can attest that in North America and Canada and United States. I'm not too sure about Mexico, but the barrier is always money. It's always money, time, and then the accountability and responsibility that you have in your daily life. Again, I didn't know it take 13,000 to get your FA badge. That's
pro license, to be fair. That's if you want to manage at the top.
Well, but that's the goal, right? So imagine that you're a man, you got practically by that age of 25, 26, 27, 28, or early 30s, you gotta dish out $14,000 to $15,000, and then you're gonna have to give up your time. That means that you're losing on future possible earning in order to feed yourself, to clothe yourself, to house yourself. I think the process is it is basically just like the previous comment, is that only done for people who are used to be players, and in that system it feels like this is a business instead of actually teaching and coaching the profession of being a manager or a head coach or or developing or able to teach how to develop players, young players, in whatever aspect there is in the coaching ladder. I think that's a situation. Again, it's prevalent in the English-speaking countries. I'll give you an anecdote of what's happening. I have a nephew, but a nephew for my wife, my girlfriend now is still, but soon to be wife. He's a soccer player. He plays out of right back. I go sometimes see him play, and then I'm watching him play, and then they'll play a 4-3-3, which is how kids plays nowadays, right? And I'm seeing they have a flat line of 4, right? They all the defenders stay up, and then you got an offense that's playing 6 versus 10, and then they got to score. and then I'm seeing is that what are they teaching those kids? And then after that, because they're good athlete. So my nephew is very good, very fast. I think he could play multiple positions because of how athletic he is. And then that's what you'll see if you ever come here and watch North American football. It's just that you'll see a bunch of athletes, but no skills. No, they can't pass the ball like Soboslai for 5 yards. Joke. I'm not saying that. They can't pass. They can't make a through ball. They can't make a lob pass. Their skills is very minimal. And then every time you see one who has skills, they're the ones who get pushed. But again, even that player has issues fundamentally in their basic, right? And then that's how they play. And then I'm trying to teach him. I try to teach him sometimes. Hey, why are you all the way up there? Get closer to the other players, because that's how you play. If you that far away, you have to run more because you defending you defending too high. And then also when you lose the ball, when you lose the ball or you get passed by, you're too far away to get back into position. And I'm trying to teach him all of that, but the thing is that none of that is being taught. And then after that, they go play in tournament, and then when they face teams that are well coached, and then you find out that that kid is being well coached because his parents is ditching out around $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a year for that stuff. And usually when I look at those kids, they're not that good. They're physically not that good. But the thing is that they're able to do the basic, which is passing and passing, because they're being taught how to do it. But the thing is that in terms of the physicality of the game, they don't have it. It's very sad because that's the state of football or in some countries. Again, and I think that's the number one reason why in North America we haven't been able to progress as fast as it needs to be, because too much pay to play. Even I started my coaching license also. I'm a Class A, which means nothing here in Canada. It's just that it's basically basic. But the thing is that I was in university at that time, and then after that, life. You know what I'm saying? Life and
you ain't got to explain it to me, you know. Listen, I ain't judging.
No, it's not a judgment. But the thing is that what I'm trying to say to you is that it requires so much money, right? Well, the Class A was easy. It was just like I said, $100. That's easy, right? But after that, getting into making the other step, it becomes 500. It becomes 1,000. It becomes 2,000. It becomes 5,000. Like I can't just dish out that money when I don't even have a job where I have to again pay my rent, which is.
And if you have that, and also Carl, if you have that job, right, and this is what me and G was talking about.
Yeah.
If you already have a job that you can dish out that, why would you bother, bro?
Yeah.
When you just like, unless you want the side quest thing with me and G was talking about, it has to be just a side quest mission. Where you're like,
it's got to be for the love of it. It's got to be for the love.
I might as well just run it and see. But then you have people like Paul Scholes. They have the money, let's do it, and then realize, right, in a month, I've done this, bro. I'm quitting.
Yeah,
because you don't care. Like you don't care if you lose out on the money that you probably paid or whatever. I don't know the circumstances in terms of how he got his, but I presume Obviously, he had to go through the exact same thing. Did he have to pay? I don't know. Maybe he did it when he was at Manchester United. So maybe the club already paid for them to do it. I don't know. But then it's just a side quest, isn't it? So,
quick question, Eds. Is there no issue with the government not even helping at a certain stage?
It depends on the club. I think it's all depending on the club, and that's why I said earlier. I think some for your level 1 and level 2, most of the clubs will do that, and then so you'd pay it, and then the club will fund it back because they do need managers in it. But if you're level 1 and level 2 in the UK, no one cares about that.
Yeah,
it's not like an internationally recognized thing. It's only when you get to your UEFA C and B, that's when it's then recognized across the country, like in the world. Like people, you got UEFA, because then it's a globally recognized badge. The 1 and 2, even though you're talented and you know what you're talking about, bro, they'll just be like, yo, that's just work experience, bro.
Yeah. The government would help out people to get money back, bro. I don't blame them, bro. This is just capitalism, man. Everyone needs to stop being
even a tax credit. Even a tax credit, it could apply, right? Like if only applied not to level 1, level 2 for you guys, but like if you're trying to be a pro, and then once you reach or pass a certain certification, even if it's a tax credit, like if you spend,
because we have like certainly government funded things. I would look and see if they actually have, because it would be good if they did have that. But they're like, bro, if you're on that, they probably look at you as a bum. You know what I mean? That's the mentality that we kind of have in this.
It's what's their return on investment, man? It's low. It's very low because most people don't make it. And what Carl said about like people being actually trained to be coaches and managers instead of being ex-players, that's just how it's always been. Like it's not an English thing. That's if you go looking for all the best managers in that. Obviously, there's people who stand out like Mourinho and that, but most of the managers are ex-players, bro. Not just
yes, that is true. That is true.
And it's what Andrew was saying. Yeah, they were ex-managers, and that's how how much the course cost. Well, footballers can afford to pay that course, bro. So it makes perfect.
Another question: do you guys think also that there's a level of people who instead of becoming coaches have become nutritionists because they probably wanted to be part of football, but the thing is that learning a trade that can be applied to football is probably a better way to get into football, right? Because nutritionists. Whether it's a trainer, whatever that is.
Nah, do you know what? I mentioned it earlier. I think most of them do get those, but then they realize it's more lucrative and less stress because then it works around your own time to like get the qualification and then just do your group sessions, single sessions, and don't actually use it as to become a manager for a club. Just kind of use it as just being a coach. Because then you can charge whatever you want to charge based on the license that you have and qualifications as a coach. Okay. And then it's just more lucrative. So instead of you going, let me go and manage, because it's time consuming, bro. I do it, but I do it for a grassroots, and it's not, what I mean? They're not paying me like to do it. I'm doing it because I love the game. Yeah. But it's time consuming, bro, because you have to not only deal with the kids, you have to deal with the parents. You have to deal with like match day, setting up. Jerry's in the chat. He'll tell you, bro. The good thing is I got someone that deals with the other side of it for me, the admin side, so I don't have to worry. And that's one thing I said, bro. If I'm gonna have to do that and the coach, that's long.
No, you're not doing
and that's what I'm saying. It's time consuming. So they're like, well, I might as well get the qualification, run some group sessions, charge people £100 each. So at the end of it, even if I had 5 kids in the session, that's £500. It's £500 for an hour of like. And you do
that 2 or 3 times a week.
You know what I mean? Straight off your back, bro. Rolling the football every time in. 2 touch, lads. Yeah. £500.
Yeah.
Little rondos in that.
I've been to some dead training sessions. Though. I can't lie. I've been to some trash.
Because I've seen it here also in North America. That there's some little satellite of coaching session and being sold. And then again, you saying £100. I've seen some of those prices. They are like $350, $450, $550. 1,000, and then
they do like a week session in it, so they both do it. So they'll be like, oh yeah, for this block for the next 4 weeks, oh yeah, it's £300. You're like, yo, next 4 weeks, lad, how much is that? And you have to then do the maths, and you're like,
and then they even do it by age group. They even do it by age group. The higher the age, the more expensive it is.
The players is more, pros are more.
Yeah,
long, bro.
It's a lucrative business, but just like you said, someone's got to take care of the admin aspect of it for you. Yeah,
No, it's long, bro, because you have to fill in so much reports at the end of every game, bro. It's so long.
yeah.
It's long. So many emails and filling out stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd rather just give my team talk. I even added extra sessions in there, bro, for the players so they can improve a lot quicker as well. But yeah, it's not a joke, bro. It's time consuming, so I don't blame these man. These men are like, bro, I can just take the time off, work around my own schedule, and charge whatever I want.
Yeah,
crazy. All of this evens.
Jerry, I said, bro, I know Jerry's doing it,
which is bad for the game, which is also bad for the game in a sense, right? So now, as a parent, you gotta have so much. You gotta become. You gotta be someone who's wearing multiple hats. You can't. If you got to find something. You got to learn how to be a nutritionist. You got to learn how to create time to drive him or to get him into those training session. You got to find people. Yes, they are charging a lot of money, but they're good people and they're actually teaching something. Because some people, they're not teaching anything.
Sometimes sometimes people have to just tell their kid, you ain't gonna make it, bro. You crap, bro. Like, move on, innit?
Yeah, but Savage. Okay, so that attitude, yes, I don't disagree with it. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you.
So,
that's
okay,
wrong.
that's Ensford. That's go on. That's
don't ask me nothing, bro.
we're gonna pretend that man ain't tried to join Endz's team, and Endz ain't just sitting him and gone, this kid stinks, but I don't know why.
G, hold on. Nah, do you know what, G?
Why did you I said, yeah, no case, boy.
Can I do like muffle my voice as well?
Bro, you do whatever you need to do, bro. Like, it's you,
bro. You don't want to be sued.
Just before Ends gets into doing all that, Jerry saying the reason why English managers are dead is because of how we view football as a nation. The Spaniards view football completely differently. So at the top levels, there's a massive difference. Just before you go,
Jerry, what do you mean by that completely different? Elaborate on that. I don't know what that means. They view football completely different. I would love to understand what you mean by that.
I think what you're saying is understanding the game, etc. The best English coaches are the ones that go abroad. So he's mentioned Potter, Hodgson. That's Will
Still. He's Belgian English. Yeah, at long.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get your thoughts as well, Steve, as well. Like, just in regards to obviously this kind of whole thing. Like, how do you yourself see it? And also, do you agree with what Jerry's saying there? You know, in regards to these managers who go away, and also it's not even just managers, by the way, because we've seen it. We've seen it with players as well. People have been lauding before Sancho moved to Manchester United. The way people lauded the fact that he moved from Man City to Dortmund because he played in Germany, and everyone was like, "Oh my goodness, we've got players playing in different countries." More culture.
Can I answer the same question before the man them answer though? Yeah, listen. When you get
answer the same question, bro.
I have to. I'll do it off camera, bro.
Do it on camera, bro. The people want to know, blood.
No, they know it's not me, blood.
Hypothetically, as a coach.
Okay. As Sam said, hypothetically as a coach.
Yeah.
Make sure you hide your face.
When little Callum turns up, his parents pay the money, and you're the best coach in town. That's what we heard. And we want to give Callum, little Callum, a run out on that train, and that he's a top player. That's what I'm as a parent. I'm saying, like, he's a top player, man. All he wants to do is play football. I feel like he can get to the best level. He runs on the pitch, and blood.
I don't know if I got the heart to tell my son, considering how much I love football, if I was to tell it, like, if I, after all this time, found out that he's actually shit and I can never see you play football again, I don't know if I'd have the heart.
No, every kid can play at some level, innit? But
true.
Hear what I'm saying. When you get to, you see that below that, obviously Jerry has high standards as well, innit? But most of the leagues, it's when you get to under 11, it's competitive football. It's 3 points, it's league settings, there's yellow, red cards. They do have like offsides now as well, but the lower age groups, you can use any kid in it. They kind of go, well, if the kid pays, you kind of have to kind of just take them in it. They don't want to turn anyone away. They don't really want to turn it.
That's what you're saying, because what was you lot talking about last week, bro? And G was talking about as well, bro. And then when we watch the Spanish kids, I'm watching the 8-year-olds doing not tiki taka, bro. But these ones can just run around and have fun. But it ain't time for fun, bro. This is an investment, bro. You know what happened to my son, look, Young Chang, when I took him street dancing? He tried to spin on his head as soon as he got there without learning anything. Concussion. How many times do you think he went back to street dance? But he never went back.
But yeah, when you get to the competitive side,
Average, you are a bully. You are a bully to your own kid.
When you get to the competitive side, though, that's when you have to you have to structure your team around and get the players that you want to get in and improve it. You can't then have people that are lower than the standards because you're taking away from the kids that actually want to. What conversation do you have with the parents, though? Okay. For an example, there's a coach that I know, right? He's got a kid in his team. He's not up to the standards of the other players in the team, but there's something there. The conversation you have with the parent is, look, the fundamentals he needs to improve on. He can get minutes to understand the game. So in terms of you can get involved and see how it is. You'll get 15 minutes here, maybe 20, depending on the game that we're having. And then you can build on that. And if he does need extra sessions, like one-on-one sessions, you can book it in, i.e. coach like myself. You can book that in and, you know what I mean? We can help you improve those fundamentals. So when you do get the opportunity to play, you can then show what you're about. But the difficult conversation is the kid better than the current one you have? No. So you can't get him in your team. It's not that you don't want the kid to, come and play because football's for every kid, isn't it? But there's some kids that are really high standards. There's some that they've never played in a team. They've never kicked a football like that. They know the fundamentals, what a goal is, and they know what a pitch looks like, and they know put the ball in the back of the net. But there's certain things like, positioning, IQ in the game, how to play in a position, there's certain things, how to actually tackle that. You think that it's just like natural things kids know how to do. They don't even know how to protect the ball properly, how to shield, how to use their body in the right position. These are things that you have to teach them, bro. They don't know these. It's not like naturally, I'm going into a tackle, put my foot there, win the ball. There's a way to tackle, bro. There's a way to shield. There's a way to protect. You know what I mean? There's so many different, bro. It's long. And for you to have to then teach.
Would you ever just allow it? Just allow it, become a builder and that?
Nah. What?
That sounds mad, but being builder, they make money though. To be
man, you need to find a trade still because football ain't you, blood.
No, but this is what I mean though. When I mentioned to you earlier, the reason why these man ain't gonna use the UEFA C's, B's, and A's to be pro managers and whatever, or manage at like semi-pro, they're not gonna use it is because it's lucrative. You tell me, oh yeah, Junior is cold at football. He needs a team, but he needs to work on the fundamentals. I roll the ball into him, ball rolls under his foot. I roll the ball into him. I'm like, yeah, hit the green cone with a pass. Man's hit the bar, he's hit the fence. But I'm charging 50 quid a session, 70 quid a session. You think I'm going to be like, yeah, do you know what? Your kid ain't good enough,
That's why I asked. It makes sense, bro. But you know what I mean?
So what? They ain't gonna turn that down, bro. Imagine they go.
I get it, but isn't what I'm saying for that level? Ain't all the parents who are taking the kids there? Their end goal is my kid's gonna be a professional footballer.
No, because their idea is what they've done initially. Savvy is, my kid can kick a football. Let me go and find the best coach around to help him improve. Then they don't even know if you're good enough. They've gone off of the qualification. You come in and say, I'm a UEFA licensed coach. You're like, bro, yeah, you must know bare shit about the game. You've probably gone abroad and learned off a Pep. You probably Mourinho was your dad.
You probably learned.
That's the mindset of the. That's the mindset of the people, bro. That's the mindset. Pep was your dad.
No, but
Mourinho was your uncle. That means you know the game. So when you come and I see that your kid can't control the ball, and I'm like, Rod, you know what? It's not a. Some coaches will turn you down though because they're like, no, I just want academy ballers. Some coaches will be like, I'll take any age group and I'll see if I can work with him. Let me put a plan together. Let's see what we can do. But putting a plan together, he might give you a 2 months plan. He might give you a 3 months plan. If the parents is wealthy enough, they will do it, bro. Because most of the time as well, what you realize is it's not just about the football aspect. It's a social aspect for the parents. They get an hour free, bro. Some parents will be like, yeah, John, here you go. Boom, drop him off, disappear for an hour, bro. You're like, hold on a minute.
You might not see them parents at all.
Exactly. That's why I said that, because the parents that have got good money, they will be happy to pay for you to do that. Just extracurricular. Just
because the babysitter, bro, for an hour, bro.
But if you're from some impoverished background and that, them parents are like, nah, bro. If this was the investment we're about to make, you're about to become a footballer, but ain't no.
yeah.
You're about to play at some level. You're gonna get paid, bro. Whether it's non-league, you're about to get some money. Even if we have to send you abroad, you're about to, you know what I mean?
Pay ends £100 a session just for you to have fun, blood. You can go to the concrete for that.
Which is very sad, Savage.
No,
Very sad.
pay me 100, bro. Pay me 100.
I recording that, blood. That's
don't go to the cages, bro. Let's go to Power League. Let's book it for an hour, and I'll teach your kids.
I'm sending man to old school Desmond and that with the wonky leg and the planting smell, blood. That's where he's going, bro. I'm not trying to the cage and that, bro. £2.50, blood. You know what I mean?
You have to pay for the cage, bro. You just open the door.
I'm sending a penguin after the game, blood. I'm not sending it to ends, blood. Nah, I'm sending it to ends. You think I'm sending it, bro? Listen, bro. I'll tell you, because my son was gonna go to Brit school and that, blood, but there for that, but trust me, any investor I'm making my son now, I'm trying to see, man, with the Hollywood star, but anything less, man, it's a problem, whether you're talking about acting for fun.
I can fully imagine Savage as well. Like, you didn't win the Oscars. Okay.
Gee, what part of acting's fun just for the sake of it? Blood? You're just pretending to be other people and that. You better get paid, bro.
Bro, pretending to be other people. Savage, I'll tell you right now, yeah. So this is when I was doing drama school like years ago, yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's
got a short film, by the way, guys. He just doesn't mention it.
He's deleted it from the history of the internet somehow, blood.
I'll keep it about. It's not me who deleted it. It's the director.
You must have it somewhere, bro, that we can go and watch.
Bro, this is like we're talking 2000 and.
Man said the director. You directed Weinstein, blood. Trying to get rid of it. You're talking
Weinstein and them, man. Weinstein.
Nah.
I said I acted within my own. Tarantino, them man just acted in your own play. I hear it, bro.
Bro, one thing. What Savage said there, yeah. You know why it's so fucked when it comes to like acting and stuff. You said about playing other people. That's the best part. I'm talking. I'm going to like a lesson one day. It used to be on the week. This is where like okay, I'm just first starting out. I don't really know too much about acting and stuff like that. So you're trying to soak in as much information, right? How about one of the first sessions is the teacher telling you, all right, well, today you're going to be a tiger.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
Tiger. And Ends, you're going to be, you know what, Ends,
even a class, bro.
You're going to be a lion. Savage, you're going to be an elephant. Carl, you're going to be a penguin. And Steve, I don't know, you're going to be cheetah. What? You wish it was a cheetah. That's the kind of animals that you're even looking for when you hear it. Man's going to tell you you're going to be a cat. What? And you need to act it. Bro, you need to act. I promise you, Savage, I walked in, yeah. I can never forget this day. I walked in. And bear in mind, I'm seeing people that like, what's his name? Franklin. What's his name, man?
Damson.
Yeah, so I'm seeing him and what's the other girl's name from Black Panther?
Yeah, the one she's finished acting now. Sure.
Yeah, she's finished. Yeah, so I'm seeing these two in the club. Obviously, I've seen them from previous stuff. So I'm thinking, right, like, yo, like I'm in my head. I'm thinking, yo, I made it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking, yo, what's going on, bro? I walk into the class. I see these lot there. These lot walk up because they were in the higher class than I was when I first joined. So they walked into like another room or whatever. This is what the class I'm in is the beginner class. In the beginner class, this is what you're doing. I said, you know, when me and another guy just looked at each other and we were like, a tiger? Like, what's his name? Don't jealous me, man. What's Tolu? Where me and him, we looked at each other in the class and we were just like, all right, cool. You give yourself a second to just kind of like take the information in, but guess what? That's the type of shit that you got to do. So when you're talking about playing other people, bro, we was waiting for that. What, to be a human? Yeah, of course. I'm trying to be a human, bro. I'm not trying to be no fucking animal. Like, that don't even make no sense,
human, bro. Man, trying to.
My son just started that performing arts college, bro, and I read his script the other day. I said, Jesus, bro, they stepped up his script so quick, bro. He only just left school, bro. This script had abortion and sex in it. I said, what the fuck is... My brother, next time my son's online, ask him the character he's playing. The man is a scumbag, bro. Man was with his wife, cheated on his wife while she was pregnant. She lost the baby. Then the girl he cheated on got pregnant. Then he went back to the old wife who was pregnant. I said, bro, what the, bro? You was just doing Aladdin and that. What?
You know, the kid-friendly stuff like that's what you was doing.
Yeah, man's a scumbag now, bro. That's the different world.
Yeah, the last thing I saw him performing was Grease, blood. Yeah, real quick, man. But he's got passion for it, innit? And that's why I've told him, just like football, and like Cole was saying about with the nutrition and that. All I've done with my son is tell him, I'm trying to teach him all the different facts. Obviously, I do camera work already, so he knows a bit of that stuff. And today, when I spoke to him, he was doing, he was writing. Him and his brethren was writing like they're trying to write a movie and that early, just together. Like, a couple hours and that. I'm like, yeah, bro, because you might not make it to the screen, blood, but it's okay. You get me? It's fine. There's other stuff around it, just like with football. Most men don't make it, bro. So Carl's right, but if you don't, some men just fall off and go, yeah, I'm gonna get a job. Life happens. I got a baby. Some men run to the street. Some men just work in warehouses. Normal jobs, nothing wrong with it. And then some men are behind the scenes as the personal trainers now.
Yeah.
Whatever, bro. And listen, that's it. Some of them are kick man, bro. But yeah, man.
So they get to still enjoy
I just found it hilarious.
they still get to enjoy the benefits of being around the pros.
In America makes a lot of money. In Canada.
I can imagine.
Do they make money? Do they bank in the Premier League?
Let me,
I'm not too familiar with
right now. Kitman jobs.
No, the one that Man City does, bro. He's always rolling around in champagne, but he's definitely making money.
Okay, so hey, ENDZ, Hampton and Richmond, you guys are looking for a kit and equipment manager and that.
Yeah, I know, bro, but I ain't got time for that.
Bro, £50 to £100 a week, you know.
Like,
I'd rather for that kind of money, I'd rather just coach my team, bro.
For an hour.
You know what I mean?
Man, sounds like a job that nobody would apply for, bro. Not because it's a bad job. I can't imagine man doing on his CV and that. Yeah, I'm trying to get that kitman job today.
How did that pop up straight away though, G? You searching and that's that,
bro. I literally just typed kitman jobs. But I also think, the way my Google would work if I'm looking for jobs, it will also do it based on my location. Remember, Hampton and Richmond is close to me. So.
Okay. So what's the salary or the?
Oh, okay. So that was for that. Okay. Sorry. So Crystal Palace have got a Crystal Palace kit manager. Let me see how much they're trying to charge. For this, you're looking at. I hate when they tell me about all the benefits and requirements. Bro, just tell me the money because that's all people care about.
You gotta know the benefits, bro.
I don't care about the benefits ends because if you're paying me
the way business works, I've got to sell you it, make you picture yourself doing the job, and then I'll tell you the package. But by then you've already got sold on the storyline, innit? So
it's not telling me I've got to apply for the job and then then I'll be able to find out.
Yeah, that's when you know
you gotta do it for the love. You gotta do it.
Yeah. It's either shit or a madness, bro. Like, it's not going to be an in-between. It's either like shit salary. Oh, no, apply first. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, apply first. And then when I get the job, they're like, so what you're going to be on is actually going to be on 10,000 a year annually. What? 10,000? I thought we was getting paid.
But then you've got the added thing, season tickets, you get first dibs in that.
And that's where,
family members get discount for tickets for the game.
Okay.
So, Would you step up even further in coaching? I know you're like 43 now, but obviously, like most of the good managers. Why am I laughing at his age?
The way man just threw it in the
you are 43.
We're all going to be
43.
And just got there first, but we're all going to get there, innit? You know what I mean? If anything, he's winning, bloody.
If you don't get here, then it's long for you.
Exactly, because I lost the game. I'm asking seriously because ENDZ is obviously a good coach and that. I speak to him all the time and that he enjoys it. And obviously, what you just said about it's already lucrative at certain levels, so why would you do? But then you might just make enough money off what you're doing and go, I might as well just take a chance on this. But like, I'm already training these men, which is my money that I'm going to get. Should I try and get up to League 2, conference, whatever?
Do you know what it is though, Sav? Yeah, at one point I did want it, but then now I'm just like added stress, bro. For what reason? Just to make an extra couple of thousand, bro. Do I need it? No. So unless it's like. I'm like, just the publicity of saying, yeah, I've done it and check it off, then I would do it. But now I prefer this, bro. I like looking after and nurturing the future, bro. Like the future of the football, bro. That's
okay. Okay, so you're making a valid point, and you'll have to tell me about how it comes with the money and that, because I don't know. I hear what you're saying, but you're still nurturing the youth if you're, I don't know, the job what you're doing now at Crystal Palace. Or the job.
Do you see the only difference? Because I know what it is when you get there. In terms of like, it no longer becomes that. It's about let's get the best players because now you're a part of this market.
That's where the slavery starts.
You have to. That's yeah. So now it's about all right. Let's nurture them, but we need a retail value back on these, man. We need to make sure we're selling them. So then it's not about like
it makes sense.
Creating these ballers, bro, to become cool. It's about.
I'm thinking of it now. When I watch that Crystal Palace, I'm thinking, I know what kind of man ENDZ would hate that, bro.
I hate watching it. I'm just like even the kid that had to take the train. I'm like, nah, man, I'd rather like, can I pick him up and bring him? He's gonna be a book. These men are like, nah, I don't care, bro. We got my man. We move him up to be on the 14s. Then
being around whatever you want to do and not being the main guy, which is at the end is the footballer.
Do you know what I'd like to do? Just be a coach. I'd rather be a coach within a pro team, or not the actual manager,
or
like,
which is everyone's available to do, or you could become an agent. You're not far off it now, really, with the fundamentals you do in what you do, and you're building up players to go to like Brentford and all these places and that. It's not that different.
Or what about like
you're just not coaching?
What about like scouting? Because that's something I'm thinking.
That's why I'm doing my talent ID now, because that's a part of the scout. So that's one thing. Because I see talent. Sometimes I see some players, and I'm just like, how are you playing at this level? There's a kid that I'm like, bro, this man needs to next season, and I need to obviously speak to his parents. I'm like, nah, next season, bro, you need to be.
But that cut off your Liverpool watch.
No, but he has to. It's not about holding. But the thing is, what a lot of people do is hold the talent. Like, I need to make sure he stays here. No, rather the team have to find someone else. No, he has to play, bro. He has. Obviously, there's certain things he needs to work on. Temperament, losing his head when things ain't going his way. Those the prima donna stuff.
So he's Francisco Conceição, basically.
But from a talent aspect, bro, this kid could play for a Cat 1 team.
England and trying to get a plane to the favelas and that. I watch the talent out there. I hear it. The reason why I asked that because I've got a couple of brethren who are agents, good agents as well. Obviously, they're not Jorge Mendes and that, but that's what I'm saying.
Talent, yeah,
exactly. And I was about to say, you don't need to be, do you? There's bare footballers out there, brother.
Bro, when you realize,
how you get into the agency thing, like, I always wondered about that. Like,
I feel like it's one of those where you need to know someone.
You can. I know people that started their own like agency in it, but some of them are from like being coaches. So they got a coach, they've then built their clientele based off of that. Their kids then move on to academy teams. And then when it comes to conversations, when we're looking at your, what's the thing called? Is that PIA? It's basically end of every like quarter, they sit you down and tell you like where you're at. So you log into it, they'll tell you like from your shooting, passing, how you look on the pitch, where they see you, stuff like that. That's all on it. I can't remember the name. I'll get you guys the name in a bit.
That's what I was asking because my brethren done this.
Isn't it that more of a consulting firm than
but then it becomes an agent because now they have to go through you in it. So you're like a consultant at first, and then now when he goes, pro contract is on the table. Oh yeah. We'll speak about that. Like, what will you offer it? Do you know what I mean? And that's how you then build it because then they'll be like, right, you got that kid the Nike deal and then you got him this because there's Nike and Adidas and all of these brands. They are looking for academy. There's a few academy players assigned to Nike athletes.
Yeah, but you can.
I know they're really like Nike athletes now. I'm like,
I think what it is UEFA. I think it's the UEFA player program thingy for agents. So it's kind of a course there, and then there's one up from that. Brother, once you got that blood, everything down to that is up to you. Then you go scouting talent and finding them, and you know what I mean, speaking to their parents. That, bro.
That's why you have to be careful of these men when they're walking the dog, bro. I've met so many scouts, bro. And then I'm a scout from so and so, or I'm a scout.
Because obviously that's how you do it, and that. But you think about it, like everyone's Trent's brother, and all these people are agents, bro. Yeah, I mean,
but I get, but okay, yeah.
You could like technically because it's not against any rules. You could just be an agent, bro.
Yeah, like Rabiot's.
Did you have to be registered? Registered?
They have to be registered.
Any of that?
You can do it without it.
You can do it without it, bro.
Yeah.
And then just get the qualifications during.
I'm sure you know that, like in North American sports, you have to register with the organization.
Put it to you this way: if you're I'm talking about an absolute talent, bro, and this team wants you, do you think they're gonna be like, oh, listen, bro, you need the qualification before we can sign you? They need to get you in now, bro. Who is the guy that we can speak to get him into our club now?
Yeah. They make it seem like it's a requirement so they can make money off the agent courses and that, bro. But I can put together my own agent course and get people to pay for it. And that. Obviously, I think there's an age limit of where if you're gonna do like
most of them are like 18 plus. I think most courses you have to do is 18 plus. I think one you just have to be 16. I think.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was going to say the acting courses and that for my son. And I was
it's a bit of a wild west out there.
I was like, I'd rather just do it myself, bro. I don't want no one taking care of my son, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'll handle all of that, bro.
Studying to do it myself, bro. I didn't study to do it because I needed a license. I studied to do it so I knew the fundamentals of what goes in between. Or the only difference is with agent companies is they have a bit of a more of a gateway to certain things in it, certain names, certain networking, which is the same with what you know as well, G, when it comes to talent agents with acting. They might just know that where all the auditions are, but you have to go search for it. They know. An email and all that. So that's all it is, man.
So hey, gone are the days of the star now, boy.
Quick question, Ed. So, like, again, you're a single parent, whether it's a father or mother, and then you get in contact with those firms, those consulting firms, like what's really happening? Because again, it sounds like a hustle. It sounds like a hustle.
No, it is a hustle. They'll look at your stature in it, what club you're at. So if they're already an established kind of firm in terms of agency, they'll look at your stature. What club are you in? Are you in the Cat 3, Cats? They'll just see if you're in the top Cats in terms of your Premier League, then they'll sit you down, have a conversation. They'll see like what deals. They'll kind of just throw stuff at you. Oh yeah, we can get you this brute.
So they invest. So they invest in you as a player.
Yeah,
and
because
then,
they know
they'll
cash in later because they know when you sign that first pro, there's a little change in there for them. Do you know what I mean? There's a little blah blah blah. I don't know what they'll put in terms of not maybe on a contract standpoint, but a contract with them. So when you get your
5% or 10% type of thing,
like what do you get? You know what I mean? Because you get when you become a pro, most of them get a signing on bonus as well. They get a signing on bonus.
That's where the hustle is in it, because you can choose what contract we sign to get together. Forget what you do with the club. Between us, I can tell you what percentage it is. There ain't no, it has to be 5%. But it can be 30 if I want it to be.
Yeah.
If you choose to sign it.
So
because you know you're going to make back end money in terms of
those firms are also affiliated with certain club. They'll funnel players to a certain club because of
that's why most clubs hate agents, bro. Because you can't get say for instance you're the player and Savage your agent, I'm your manager and I've built that rapport with you. I've coached you for like 3-4 years. I know the talent, and I'm like, bro, you need to sign this deal because of X, Y, and Z. But you're like, nah, you need to speak to my agent. I don't really speak to this man. Only when we come to contracts and maybe a party that you've invited him to. And then maybe I'm there. So now I'm trying to build, and he's giving me the stern face like, yo, I want to give him this, you know what I mean? And I think he'll be happy because I know you. You're like, bro, just whatever, get something done. I want to stay. Your agent's like, nah, listen, I hear that you want to give him 50 grand and that. I know he's only, but hear what? Bro, listen, Chelsea and Man United have said they'll give him 3 times that. We've also got a brand deal. We need to make sure he's one of the most highest paid players because we got a brand deal coming up and they want to make him the poster boy for the club. I'm like, I don't give a shit about that, but what do you mean poster boy? He's a good player and I want to keep him in my team. This is what the budget is, but now I have to deal with your agent, bro. So now I have to go back and look at you like a dickhead because I'm like, yo, talk to your agent because you want the deal done. I want the deal done. And you're like, well, he's in my best interest. He needs to make sure the things are right. And that's why like Trent's brother is probably getting a lot of slack, bro. You're getting a lot of this. That this guy did it. So like, Trent's like, bro, I probably want to stay here, but let my brother deal with it. He's got my best interest at heart. His brother is like, well, we need to get paid, like, because Real Madrid is saying, they're going to give us
3 times that.
50 million signing on. If you sign Real Madrid,
it's already an Adidas athlete, brother, and it's wrong.
Yeah. And then if you sign at Liverpool,
but the 66 thing. Next year will be an Adidas.
Liverpool Adidas and Madrid Adidas, 2 different things, bro. Like
two different
levels, man. And then if you don't work, bro, the man start inviting you to Diddy parties and that to soften you up.
This is where exit, blood. This is where.
So guys, we're gonna.
I'm saying, G, don't do that, bro. I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying that was the example, bro. Like to start inviting to these mad
They're examples that you could have used.
Nah,
bro. You got jacket.
Man, start inviting you to the UEFA autumn ball and that, blood, and you have to wear a black suit. And they're like, yeah, bring your family around. So tutus, man, try and slip your mama roof in now, start whispering at your ear about, yo, we can make your son rich and that. Now your mom's mad with you because she's broke and can't pay the electric, and you're out here talking about, I'm doing it for the love of the game. Fuck the love of the game, bro. Pay the electric, blood.
That's why as a player, most players, that's why they have agencies, bro, because they can't. Because if you have the love for your manager and you have the love for the club you pay for, they could offer you anything within reason. Obviously, you're not going to sign a dickhead contract, but you'd be like, you're more willing to kind of listen. Like, bro, I make so much money anyway. I'm staying at one of the best clubs in the world. Like, I want to be paid for what I think I'm worth. But your agent is there to milk as much out of it as possible, bro. Like, yo, he needs this. Did you hear what my man was saying? What's his name? My man. No, I don't even say certain things about his teeth and that. But you know what? What's his name, Sav? You know the man. What's his the Watford Donny, man?
Oh, Troy Deeney.
Yeah, blood. He told you.
Wait, I realize what ends, and I don't want to say nothing.
Yeah.
You gotta be easy with them type of brothers.
Okay, so that's why I did mention the name. He told you, but he's like, yo, what can we do? Man said, yo, can we just remove the hump in the cup? Bro, random stuff, just to milk the club.
Nah. Troy, if you ever was to see this, brother, you was asking for the most.
No, but he was doing it but he was like, what else can we just ask? But that's what I mean. That's why your agent is there to squeeze as much out of it. That's why his brother would squeeze the much out of Liverpool's, because he knows if his brother signs for Liverpool now, that contract's going to take him into his 30s. So he has to be a lucrative contract.
But is that more of a signing bonus or
obviously loyalty? I don't know if he had a loyalty thing in the past contract. I don't know. I don't know what their contracts look like. But I guarantee you there are going to be something where they go, look, listen, sign, and we're going to give you this. Real Madrid is just waiting in the wings going, we don't have to buy this, man. But here, what? We got to spare 20 mil in the bank. Like, yo, we're just saying, yo, listen, sign up, give you the 20 mil.
No, for a fact,
we're going to give you a good contract. His brother's like,
Salah and Saka have the same thing in their contract. We can't come off the pitch before the 60th minute. We can't.
Bro, I know they do. Bro, I've said this 100 times. I realized it more. It wasn't even last season. I think it was the season before.
I saw Saka limping his knees off, blood, and he still never took him off the pitch, blood.
Yeah. They've definitely got something in their contract that says has to play a certain amount of minutes in games.
These are things weird that man them get like all weird about the agents though. Like people forget that even though the agents representing the player that we love as our player, that the agent, it is their job, bro.
Like the best interest of their players, bro.
Yeah, man knows that the agent just wants money. Well, yeah. That's what
the more you get paid, the more I get paid.
It's business. Money talks.
If you get paid more, I get paid more. That means other clients will be like, yo, so you got Trent that? Oh yeah, listen, what can I sign up with you? And I mean, I got a contract coming up.
That's actually a good shout. Actually, that's a good way, because if man was to hear, let's just say Trent signs with Liverpool, yeah, and he gets a mad deal, or even if he goes to Real Madrid and gets the maddest deal. But let's say Liverpool, because you're not having to move team, and he gets, I don't know, 400 a week, and they're giving him a sign-us bonus of, I don't know, whatever it is, yeah,
15, 20 mil.
I can imagine other players would definitely
loyalty team.
So that increases portfolio. The same thing that Rich Paul does in what LeBron did for Rich Paul in the NBA. Yeah, that kind of similar situation. Yeah, like now he has so many players, right? Yeah. Like so many players. I think he started at I want to say Rock Nation, Nation Sports, and then
it's smart, man. And if your first client is one of them prodigies, blood, oh my god, you're good to go, bro.
And that's what a lot of them now, bro.
Well, that's why the whoever Hendricks.
I was just gonna say that.
They must be smiling right now. They must be genuinely smiling.
Joking.
How old is he? Like 18?
There's things that we're not even privy. We're not even privy to certain little bonuses in there, bro. Like we only get to hear the salary, and maybe if there's a bonus, maybe, but we don't get to hear, man. Troy Deeney telling man them like, yo, what else? Move the in the car park, man. I want to.
If the agency family as well, bro. Oh my god, it's perfect, isn't it? Especially if it's close family member.
Keep the money in the house, bro.
I want to look out for my family. Yeah. I don't just want to dish out money. Like I'm not just gonna give this. You're gonna work for me, bro.
I work with contract. I work with contract. A lot of times is that once you iron out the money aspect, you just got to send the rest to the lawyers, right? Because they're the ones who pinpoints all the language in the contract, right? And if this part of the law or anything, right? So is this good? Is this legal? And all of that aspect. Once you know the amount, it's cool.
That makes sense. Same with Salah. with image rights and that's massive, bro.
What do you think? What do you guys think? Trent's saying, all right, so when I come to training, I don't like turning right, so I need you guys to invent or to create.
You're doing too much.
Turn left with my yard instead of right.
All I'm gonna say, if Trent signed a new contract for Liverpool, just watch how much time Bradley gets on the pitch, bro.
Bro, you know when man starts saying
crazy, blood.
When man starts saying, all right, so you see that guy, the Bradley guy. Don't give him too many minutes. Yeah. Don't give him too many minutes. I don't blame them.
Conor Bradley has a stipulation in his contract also, right?
I don't think he
was over that person that was like, yeah, listen.
Oh, gee, I'm gonna head up.
Yeah, I'm gonna
big up, man.
When Neymar was at PSG and all this, run me a hotel, bro. Since you got a couple, run me one of those, bro.
Run me one of those.
But the thing is, I don't like the fact that us we're content creators now, but people don't bother to like research the stuff what goes on. They always treat the agents as the bad person and the club as the bad person when this is going on, or the player. And I'm like, bruv, all of them are as bad as each other in what you're talking about, because everyone has to look out for themselves, bro. And the club, when a man breaks his leg at the first game of the season and that, bruv, you think the club's looking out for you all the time? Maybe if you're Virgil, but if you're like not you're not the same, bro. So all of a sudden when that's and you're like,
Virgil is definitely different than what's his name, Williams or Williams. You know,
that's my point. Like Kelleher's gonna go at the end of the season, but man, they stopped him going to another club.
Yes, they did.
If everyone cared about each other, they were like, you know what, you've been so good for us, and that you come through the academy. Go on, man. Go and enjoy yourself, and that we love you here. They're like, nah, blood, because Addison might get injured, and guess what? Addison got injured, but they could have just brought somebody else. And that's why when man are like, I don't know why Trent and Tyler and Virgil are taking so long. Oh, I don't know why the club's not offering, bruv. There's two sides to those stories, bro. I gotta look at
the opposite is also true, right? If Jarvis was really good, they would have sold Kelleher.
Yeah, they would have got rid of him.
If they thought Jarvis was really good, or even as good as Kelleher, they would have sold him.
Yeah, and what's because he's fingered, isn't it? Like, imagine Alisson gets injured towards the end of the season or pre-season. Yeah. And Yaros is in his last year of his contract, by the way, at Liverpool, even though he's been on loan. They're going to tell Yaros, Kelleher's definitely leaving, so you should stay. And he's going to be like, nah, ain't you got that man, but that's really you coming in. Like, yeah, but Alisson's injured. Nah, you ain't going to treat me like that, bro. I'm trying to leave, bro. All of a sudden, bare obstacles in the way that I can't go to the club. That's crazy, bro. Like, people have to understand, like, man are treated as products, bro. And that's just how it is.
Assets. Yeah.
That's exactly how it is, man. You know what happened at Real Madrid, but I know, but that's my team, bro. But man said this.
And also when we're looking at
Adidas said Di Maria's too ugly for these posters, but and all I know is the next.
They definitely said Di Maria's too ugly for these posters.
And also players don't become free agents so much in their playing career, right? So this is probably one of the only time a Trent will have that kind of leverage. Right?
Yeah.
Because the other time he'll probably have that kind of leverage, it will probably be at the end of his career, and that don't really mean nothing to the club. You 33, you 34, okay, you've done great service to the club, but you know, we kind of looking at the youngins around. Who can be you?
Yeah. You see a nice girl in that, bruv. I want the girl in it. I want that to be my missus. Well, I'm not trying to take the piss. I want her to be my missus. You start putting in the groundwork, and then when she becomes your missus, now I got the leverage because now she don't want me to leave, bruv.
Yeah,
that's it, bruv. And now she got to treat me different. You got to, what I mean? I need a massage. No, I'm off. You get me? Man, try to talk about he's a bad boyfriend. Nah, because you didn't see the groundwork I put in at the beginning, bro.
Yeah,
all those wine and dining, you know,
all the wine and the dining and talking about it's the time of the month and I'm bro, allow your emotions, bro.
All right, we're gonna close out now. I want to ask each and every single one of you before we head out.
Yeah,
because we're talking about managers and that.
We were.
Well, we were, sorry. So we were, but it's been a blame ends, to be fair. But now the trouble is gone. And I want anyone watching us on a replay, anyone in the chat, let me know as well. You cannot pick Pep Guardiola or Carlo Ancelotti. I want you to name your top 3 managers currently in football right now. I'll start off with you, Steve. As I said, you cannot pick Pep Guardiola or Carlo Ancelotti.
Inzaghi.
Okay. Difficult, right? Yeah, as soon as I took out those two, but everyone starts catching it.
That does show, by the way, Inzaghi really is that level. Because guess what? It came to my mind right away, and I'm sure at least one of you guys had the same thing. It was like immediately. I'm trying to think here, bro.
And people in the chat, like I said, if you're watching on replay, let me know, man. I want to know who your top 3 managers outside of those two, because I feel like it's too easy to just throw them.
Hansi Flick. Yeah, gotta put Flick on there. Got to.
Cool.
And did that.
You finished, but Steve's had enough.
Bro, it's like it's a deep question. You know, I'm gonna throw a curveball in this because this guy
is free, bro.
You know what? Give me Antonio Conte.
Okay.
That's not bad. That's not a bad case.
Yeah, that's not even like a mad. I think it's like a real curveball. That's not a mad thing to say. All right. So you've got Felipe Inzaghi, Hansi Flick, and Antonio Conte. Okay, that's a good 3. Sav. Your top 3.
Mourinho.
I knew you were gonna pick Mourinho.
Yeah, come on, bro. I mean, everyone call him a dinosaur, and I don't believe in it, bro. Yeah, I mean, so I would have said Inzaghi as well. It was tough. And I just had my last one because Simeone.
Bro, you just picked 2 of the same man. You picked the 2 same kind of managers. All right, Carl. Your 3.
Yes. So I have 2 managers outside of the 3 that I think they're going to be really good managers. I think Company and Mota, Thiago Mota will probably end up being great manager. To me, the top 3 managers right now are Xabi Alonso. I'm taking a very big leap right now. Second manager will be Nagelsmann. To me, I think he's very smart. He's a very smart manager. I think they did not give him an opportunity at Bayern to fix up, but I think he would have fixed it up and continue to do great things. And I think I'm taking a big leap, and I'm saying a big leap. I'm saying I'm very impressed with the Brighton manager, Fabian Herzl.
I love him. I love him. I do.
I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with his with how he managed. I think he's fiery. He's really good. I think he does a good job in the locker room and I think he does such a good job.
Adaptability in game.
Did you like
adaptability in game?
Carl, did you like Klopp? Prime Klopp as well.
Prime Klopp?
Yeah. Did you like Prime Klopp?
Again, to tell you the truth, that there is a moment in my life I did not watch football because I was living in America, and then that shit did not exist in 2008, 2009. I was watching again.
Oh, you mean that Liverpool? No, he means that Liverpool.
Liverpool. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that's how Herschel manages, bro. He's like Klopp, bro. He's a lot like Klopp. Klopp wasn't as naive as him. He's a bit naive, but he's only young, innit? So he's got a lot of time. And I'll be honest as well, I probably was unfair with who I picked, because I think Arteta's. I think he's really good, you know. Like I think he's really good, bro. I know.
Yes.
He hasn't won the league with Arsenal yet, but no one wins the league, and it's always City. He's actually really good, bro. And I'm always hoping that he doesn't win the league with Arsenal so he can get sacked. But then he's probably going to go to Barcelona, which won't be good for me. But I think once you see him out of England, you might see some kind of domination from him with whatever team he goes to. But he's very structured and assured, and he doesn't have. Even though Arsenal,
he's a very good teacher. He's a very good teacher. Every time I've seen some clips, I think I've learned something, even though I was not even there. I've learned something about football. Yeah,
Arsenal's talent pool. No, most people didn't rate them without Arteta, bro. Yeah. And I think if he goes to a club with better players, bro, it's a problem, man. He's obviously learned off the best on it.
Yeah, like if he goes to Real Madrid, I think he will dominate that league for a nice 5 years, right?
If you get
well, Hansi Flick is there, guys. So can we just
true? But I'll tell you, if you get Real Madrid, I'll let you as a Real Madrid guy, but if you get us to just be completely assured defensively, it's almost impossible to win a game against us, bro. I swear, bro. Because obviously the attacking process, no, because the attacking process at the moment, everyone who's not watching Real Madrid keep going, oh, they're not doing too well, blah blah blah. Listen, yeah, some of the games are shaky, bro, but stop begging it, innit? But that attacking talent will click 100%.
He has the same issue as Pep. Again, it's not really an issue. Is that they start the season slow. They start the season slow, and then.
It's a myth, though. Somebody said that about Real Madrid last season. It was like, oh, I heard somebody say it this season. Last season, Real Madrid started. Bro, you know that we never lost a game till Atletico and then didn't lose another game for the rest of the season. There was no starting slow, blood. Someone said that about Bellingham.
When I mean by slow, I just mean that they might have a hiccup. Like, it's at the best time to give them a hiccup is at the beginning of the season.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, but there was no hiccup last season. Yeah. There was zero hiccup.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Wasn't the one every trophy available?
I don't disagree with that, but I do think that the best time to either get a draw or even beat them when they lose, it's usually at the beginning of the season. And yes, it might be 1 or 2 games, and then that's it for the whole season. But I think that's the best time to beat them. It's at the beginning of the season. I don't disagree. Like losing 1 or 2 games in your first 18 games, 19 games, it's not that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're not right in general. I'm telling you, last season there was no hiccup, bro. Like it didn't happen. It didn't happen. They just went on and won all the games, bro. They drew like later on in the season. The Atletico one was in a cup. There was no hiccups, bro. Don't mess your man up. There was like one early draw. It's not the same as the Prem.
Okay.
Done on that, bro. Someone said that about Bellingham the other day. It was like Bellingham started slow last season, but no, he didn't.
He was on slow.
He's slow. I mean, they were not watching football then. They were not watching. They were not watching. He ended slow. He ended
yeah.
Like, well, not even the middle was slow. The middle of slow. I'm saying around March.
After the Atletico Madrid away loss in La Liga, Bellingham. Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. If Arteta goes to, you know what? Hope Arsenal, bro. Arteta goes to Real Madrid. After Ancelotti, because Ancelotti is in that phase of his life now where he's the done in it. He can do what he wants.
Yeah.
He ain't really trying to break a sweat in training or nothing, bro. So he's just like, we'll do this defensively, and you man just have fun up the top of the pitch. You get a manager who actually wants to do the fully structured thing, bro. Not to mention,
Savage, since you are a Madrid fan, is the coaching is the other coaches is there some good prospect there? Are there a good prospect? Are there a good future manager prospect there?
I wouldn't go through that. No. It's very. I'll be honest. When Ancelotti is your main manager, it's very hard to tell about what the number 2 can do because it's always a bit like it's very free flowing.
Paul Clement was the other guy. The guy with it.
Yeah, it used to be Paul Clement. It's so free flowing at the time. Like once you get past Valverde and Tchouaméni in on the pitch, everyone else can do what they want, bro. It's very hard to defend against because you'll see when it's Liverpool Madrid. You see how like Rodrigo's the right winger and this person in the middle, bro, it changes all game. It's just
it's very fluid. It's very fluid. It
causes a problem in some aspects. It ain't the best, but because obviously when we came up against Man City last season, it was fully structured. It had to be. So and that header everyone's talking about, the header was cold blood.
Yeah,
bro.
I'll give you just before we answer Honestly's question before we head out. Mine would have been. Excuse me, mine is Arteta, Emery, Hansi Flick.
You know what?
I'm not mad at that. I'm
I'm replacing one of mine with Emery. I just forgot about him completely. I rate him so much. I think
so Emery. That's why I get more mad at Arsenal fans. Even though I rate Arteta, I get mad at Arsenal fans when they talk about Emery because I'm like, no, you were just shit. Don't bring him down with your shitness. Like you were that shit that he just wasn't able to work with it. And on top of that, by the way, you didn't give man any time like to really even implement too much of what was going on. You almost thought that we're gonna go from Wenger to this guy, and then boom, that's it. We're just gonna like it should just work instantly. Like you didn't realize that we may just need to go through a few teething problems first, like what you saw Manchester United. Obviously, it's working now because they got Arteta, but I don't know. If you ask me tomorrow, man, Arsenal in the Champions League final versus Aston Villa, I can't lie and put my money on Villa. Villa might win that.
Quick thought, and G. I also think that
he's fourth, by the way. Honestly, he's fourth.
Yeah, at Arsenal, he was asked to be a manager, which means that he was asked to buy the ingredient, and I think that I don't think that's something he's really good at. He's good at. I think that I have a feeling at Villa, he's mostly a football coach. He's probably in the same situation as Arne Slot. I think someone else is buying the ingredient for him.
He's brought a lot of players that he managed already, though. Emery,
true. Pau Torres,
he's got some players through that he's managed already as well. So he's cold, man. He's cold, but like, and you're right. Arsenal didn't give him enough time, and I feel like when a big team loses a big manager, and it's especially off like a dynasty like Wenger and Ferguson and all that. If you accept the teething problems early, like you just go, listen, we can't guarantee for years what's going to happen in the league and that. We're going to try and obviously work our way through the trophies, FA Cup, League Cup and all that. But we can't guarantee. If all the fans lower the expectation at that point and allow you to build yourself back up, Emery would have still been their manager, but they don't ever do it. And Man U learned out the hard way because they haven't let it go till today. But till today, they haven't accepted you're not Man U anymore, bro. You need to build back up to that. They've just been changing managers constantly.
Yeah, and then they give too long of a contract. They should have done what we did with Arne Slot, right? We give him a 2+1. So what I mean is that we probably guarantee him 1 year, and then the second year, if nothing improves or it's shit, we fire him and then we bring someone else, right? So I think that's what you need to be doing. And then I think with Arne Slot, I think that if he can be in the top 4. Again, I'm not saying that's what we will achieve, but if we can be in the top 4 and then next year we either drop, I think he will be fired by the end of that second year. He will be fired, or he will be fired if we very horrible. I'm thinking 9-10 in the middle of next year. That'd
be horrible if he's in that position, bro.
Well, but I think that's why we gave him that kind of contract. I think that if he still continue to be really good next year, I think by December you're already hearing that we extending contract.
Yeah, right? One thing I've learned about being a Liverpool fan for a minute now on the FSG is that that's their main goal is Champions League football, bro.
Yeah.
Clubs always run properly, even when we're not winning. I mean, we didn't win. We won the league once, so obviously that can't be a big standpoint. Otherwise, Klopp wouldn't have had his job, bro. I think Champions League, keep that running. The league or FA Cup's always going to happen at some point for Liverpool because we've always been that. And that's good enough for them still. And the revenue will still come in. You know what I mean? We're going to Adidas next season. They're not coming because we're going to win the league because we haven't won the league for 5 years, bro. Yeah. So just keep that going and remain one of the biggest clubs.
They're coming in because we're selling a lot of shirts. There's a lot of shirts being sold around North America, around Asia, especially in Asia. I think the biggest majority of our fan base is in Asia. If I had to say, in apart from Liverpool, but it's in Asia. I think.
Remember, you say apart from Liverpool, Liverpool's tiny, by the way. So Liverpool's like super tiny. So really, Liverpool's in Liverpool, it's not even that big at all. Like, but it's actually
there's got Everton fans there as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's actually quite minuscule.
Because I went there last year. I did not see the fanfare around the city about the team. Yeah, you see some clubs that are very close to the stadium. You see all that fanfare atmosphere, but towards the inside the city, there's not that much a fanfare about Liverpool, and I was surprised about that. I was very surprised about it.
One thing you find in Liverpool is that everyone in Liverpool is a Liverpool or Everton fan. That's pretty much how it is. And
I was about to say, I'm not too surprised to hear that because it's a 2-club city. If you went to Newcastle, you'd get the Newcastle United vibe.
Yes, I was about to say.
Or if you go to an extreme like a Napoli.
Yeah.
Napoli's a one-club town. Everything's Napoli.
Yeah, Liverpool's only thingy. It's like, what? Just under 500,000 people. Because when I went to when you go to the parade and that, bruv, that's 750,000 and that, bruv. Listen, I don't even know about half of it's probably just fans from other places. It's not from Liverpool.
Yeah,
because people flock over from
Yeah.
all over still.
all
So.
Yeah. I know they have a huge Irish fan base. Liverpool has a huge Irish fan base. Scottish around those area. Yeah, but
Who do you guys think? Like, I will answer these last two questions and then we'll head out. Who do you guys think will be a better coach in the future, Company or Nuri Sahin? I'll say Company just because of right now.
It's Company. I'm watching my these
Sahin, I'd be able to answer this really after I see Sahin at Dortmund after this season.
Yeah,
so far it's shaky, but at the same time,
it is shaky.
Yeah, I think he needed to be again. This is one of those where a player that was a really good player, and then they do the step up in managing it, and I think he needed to do before that step up in managing Dortmund. There should have been a middle club between there. You know, there should have been a Union. There should have been a Bremen. Yeah, there should have been something else. There should have been someone else. I don't think he's a bad coach. Or he's good. I just think right now, he's okay. Like there needs to be learning sometimes, and I think that I don't want a Gerrard thing happening to him, because I think Gerrard wasn't so much a bad coach. I think that he needed to be patient about his craft, the same way he viewed football.
It's hard though. It's hard to turn stuff down, man. Like Gerrard's not a bad coach, but what Gerrard is this is the same problem Lampard has as well. When you're so big. There wasn't that far removed away from retiring, and when you was that good of a footballer, same with Henry has the same problem. Bro, trying to coach these new man to do stuff that if I could do, why can't you do? I'm like, they're not you, bro. Like they're not your level of player, bro. You need to relax a little bit, bro. But these men are just like, nah, this is fundamentals. And you see the attitude of players now. These men came up when you had an apprenticeship at clubs and that you was cleaning like the senior footballers' boots and that. There's a level of like discipline there. The kids now, bro, they got the money early and that. They ain't even trying to listen to some people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they moved them out, bro. That's why as soon as he got there, man said, listen, Mings, bro, I ain't really trying to see you be the captain still. And then that happened and all the Villa players turned against him. And guess what? For the foreseeable, it made sense him not being the captain. But Mings lost him his job still. I know that bloody pussy, bro.
Why can't any type of coach succeed? It's so dumb. Why can't any type of coach succeed at Spurs? The project managers failed. The win now managers failed. I think it's quite simple with Spurs. It's exactly like England. It's deep-seated within the mentality of the football club. Just like with England, it's deep-seated within the nation in terms of your own, like, when you're a club or a nation that doesn't win anything, hasn't won anything, known as bottlers, known as losers for so long, you see that Spursy stuff that people joke about all the time. No, that's actually a real thing. And that's not jokes. That's actually it's in your makeup. And when I say it's in your makeup, I'm not saying the players. It won't be in the players because you'll get players from different countries who come over. What it will be from fans. So when they're at games, when they're at stadiums and stuff like that, and when they're in certain situations, that kind of energy subconsciously, it just feeds into players. Once that starts to happen, and remember, because it's been deep rooted within you, other teams know this, so they can play on that fact as well. Now you get this thing. So that's why you get a man like.
And then with Real Madrid, it's the complete flipped opposite. They know they're going to win. They know they're going to eventually pull it off. They know they're a Bellingham, whoever is going to pull it. Spurs.
Allow me to be crude for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The Spurs are the hot girl in the street, but when you start talking to them, you like there's no substance, and then there's no reason to be talking to you. No matter how hot you are.
Okay.
That's who the Spurs are. And I think that until they change that about the club, until they because I think that they're a team that are trying to sell, or their view, the project they're trying to sell is that we can be sexy and also make money.
It's Daniel Levy, bro. That's
I was about to say Levy.
And then I'm saying is that those two things cannot happen until you start winning it.
And Daniel Levy basically doing what FSG do not as good, and without the football on the pitch,
and with no footballing ambition,
because his thing is he's making all the money, bro. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium now.
It's
NFL games,
it's an ATM vending machine, bro.
That's all
you
they care
don't
about,
pay
bro.
to get the money. It just you click.
And the stadium is great as well, bro. Like I've been there a few times.
I've heard people tell me that the stadium.
Yeah, it's probably, bro. It's proper way, bro. I went on a few personal
That's beautiful
over the last year. It's proper, bro. But
you're right, Dustin. Rebranding is not a crazy idea. Maybe they need, as Carl said, maybe you just need to rebrand your whole vibe and change that about you. But as Savage said,
they nearly did it though. They nearly under Pochettino, bro. That was almost identical.
Yeah.
What they did with Klopp, and it's just like it worked with Klopp, whereas with them it didn't, and they got to a certain aspects and that. So,
but they fucked up. I think they fucked up mostly when they sold Bale, not because they sold Bale.
They did.
That's fine. It's what
the
you
money
then went to do with the Bale money.
Yeah,
I think the only good player they bought was Ericsson.
Yeah, because they brought
out of 7.
Yeah, 7 players. Ericsson was the best one. They started calling Lamella like the new Messi and that. He was terrible.
Lamella, I think they bought Lamella with that money as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They started calling him Messi, innit? Lamella. That's I remember.
I think they bought Vincent Janssen as well.
It was like all Lamella done was every 9 months Lamella would score a great goal. That's it. That's all you'd get from him, man.
Rabona Merchant.
So these are just before we go here. These are the players that they signed. Yeah, Paulinho. Remember him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I remember him. Yeah.
Ericsson. Soldado. That's the striker that they signed.
Soldado failed there, man.
Chadley. They signed. Chadley. Etienne Capoue.
Capoue got better after, actually. He's better at Watford.
Yeah, I feel like he got like better afterwards. I don't know who this guy is, but Vlad
Chiriches. Yeah, Romanian center back.
Eric Lamella.
Yeah, see, man.
That was the player.
That's like FSG signing Coutinho, bro, and getting bare bums and that's
bare bums. Yeah, instead of just going out to sign your Van Dijks and your Allisons, like
Conte Conte said it when he was at Spurs. He doesn't want these. You spend 100 million on 7 players. He wants 2 $60 million players every single window.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And that's why I put Conte in that list, because even when I doubt the guy, which I did this year at Napoli, because I didn't think their squad depth was all that. I didn't see them as. But what Conte, bro, he knows what he's doing. He looks at quality versus quantity, and Levy views it as a quantity thing.
Yeah. So again, when we're talking about Spurs, right? So after the Champions League final, instead of investing into the club, the way they invested was branding and marketing their players. Like again, you see them all over the place, all over the place with other stars, doing a branding deal with the other companies, and I felt that's where they again trying to be sexy, but you got no substance. Like
they also went 2 years without buying a single.
Yeah, they treated Pochettino horribly there, man. That was a big failure doing that with Pochettino. Should have invested, bro. Now they got man out here looking like a bum manager, and he ain't a bum, bro.
I disrespected him. Great teacher of football. I'm
not impressed about the top thing with Pochettino more than anything is how he got Southampton playing. Oh my god, bro. Man, forget about that before he got there, bro. He's a good manager. Now he's married in the US. Managing.
Yes. I think because there's such a huge fanatics in America with Chelsea. I think that he's right now getting a little bit of a bad press because of losing to Mexico. I think 2 or 3-0.
Yeah.
2-0 got outplayed the full 90.
And then to me, it's madness. I'm like, you've been playing Mexico for 4 years. This is the first time you ever lost to them, and then most of your players decided to leave camp, and then you're making this a big deal because you lost to Mexico 2-0.
Football's changing, man. Football's changing.
To me, I don't understand it. Right?
I'm not a Poch guy, so if you're trying to,
it's like with thingy, bro. Like Ange and that blood, like Spurs just keep doing the same thing, bro. And when you hear Ange's philosophy, I like him as well, Ange, but man's so naive, bro, and he ain't looking to change anything, bro. It's like, I want to play good football, man. I want to play good
again,
football.
a great teacher. Again, these people, those coaches are great teachers. They'll teach you the game properly, but I'm not sure will they be effective at winning a league, right? I think they're very good with young players. They'll help a lot of young players. I think you could see it right now. What's his name? That winger Johnson. He's playing way better. He's playing way better. He's being more productive. And I think you'll start seeing it more and more with if he continue at the job.
He's naive,
younger players.
He's a very naive manager, man. He's a very naive manager, man.
He just don't do defense at all.
Nah, and that's what Fingy's got as well. Hurstler at Brighton, like he's gonna learn. He's young in it, but bro, this high line thing, and then when they ask him about it, he's not gonna. He's like, oh well, I just want to play entertaining football, mate. That's what we want to do. So obviously, we want to play entertaining football. And then asking about Vicario and that, like, yo, your goalkeeper keeps dropping the ball on corners and that. Well, what do you want me to do, mate? He's gonna play, so whether you like it or not. Well, bruv. This is the Prem. That's what happened.
You're the coach. Tell them to stop fucking doing that.
That's what happened to Company last season. Like, yeah, he's doing great at Bayern now, but I said it to end when the season started. He was like, "Nah, Burnley will do great." I said they won't. They won't because he refuses. It's not the Championship anymore, and you're playing great tiki-taka football, then just getting burnt on a counter-attack every game, bro. And you know why I knew that was going to happen? Because Daniel Farke did the same thing with Norwich, bro. Came up bullying everyone in the Championship and said, "Oh, we're going to play the exact same way." It doesn't work, bro.
The Southampton coach, I think that he's a great coach. I think
Russell Martin.
Russell Martin. Like, I'm like, yo, you have great football ideas, but you don't have the personnel to do the ideas that you're trying to do.
I have the abilities for this big man.
I think you need to find ways to stay in the Premier League to get more money for your team, so they can invest better in the squad, and then maybe you could continue improving the squad.
I do get it, but when it comes to the Prem, you manage and do what's most effective in it. You know what I mean? What's most efficient. That's not the way most people grow up wanting to be managers and coaches and footballers, because you want to enjoy yourself as well. And it's the same with people who call Haaland a robot. And I'm like, you're kind of taken away from how good he is at what he does. He's efficient. How quick do I get this ball from my foot into the back of the net? No step overs, no nothing, bro. And then you're going to praise the man who does all the step overs and scores not even close to the goals, bro. And I get it, because the way you grew up watching football, it was more enjoyable. But yo, man are losing their jobs out here, bro. They ain't got time to do all of that. And when managers realize that very quick, that helps them. Whether everyone goes after the defensive team, the low block team, so I get my result, bro. I'm staying in the Prem. My team stay here, bro. You try and do the naive thing and think you can change football for the better. You think you're the new Wenger, you will lose your job so quick, bro.
Yeah, like I was very sad that manager for Luton for going down. I just think that he just didn't have the personnel to do better. I think if his team was just a tiny bit better, I think they stay in the Premier League.
Money though, you saw the stadium. They can't afford it, bro. You saw the stadium, like it's very hard, man. And then you get
now they're getting an investment just because by being in Premier League, now they're getting more investment.
Like obviously you live in Birmingham and that, bro. And Tom Brady's invested in the club now. They brought Stansfield. They had him on loan. He cooked. They sent him back, and it's like, now we need him back, bro. 12 million in League One, bro.
That's what I was honestly.
It's unheard of, but it's working. It's worked, bro. The top of the table, it's working instantly, bro. Because they're like, listen, we need to get back to the Championship as quick as they can. And I've seen the plans for what they're about to do to the city and where they're going to change the stadium and that. And they're like, we can't have this in League One, so we need to get back to that top tier as quick as we can. It's the way it goes now, man. Tom Brady's invested in there. You got Wrexham with flipping Ryan Reynolds and that, bro.
Which is so like when you think about
it, Michael B. Jordan,
with the cheers,
that's how it is now, man. These are looking to, I mean, probably trying to wash their money and that's some dodgy tax.
We say what Michael B. Jordan's still in the wire about the vibes.
Exactly, and now you've got, which is the new thing more than nothing.
He's in the wire.
We've had footballers buy clubs before. Now we're getting players buying clubs while they're playing, bro. They're not trying to mess around, bro. Mbappe said, "Listen, financial advisors, all you lot come here a minute, man. Go sort something out for me."
Yeah,
right?
because there's so much money in the game. There's so much money in the game to be done because
But it's
the
not
money,
that
the money.
lucrative though.
No. Listen to me. The money is not in the now. The money is when you sell, right?
Okay.
The money is when you sell because football teams are yearly and yearly. Like buying Liverpool now is at least starting price is at least $6 billion. Starting, and obviously when you start negotiating, that's probably $8-7 billion enterprise. And
2010 it was 300.
Yeah,
but to be fair, but think about how much FSG have put into the club.
That's why I never cost them. When everyone goes mad at them, I'm like, bruv, if man remember what we were, bruv, they've done a great job, man. And FSG
I think they've put at least a cool almost $2 billion, and I'm talking about total. I'm talking about buying players and improving the infrastructure of the stadium. What
they're doing as owners is it's an anomaly in football. Like if you go and speak to any owners, they'll tell you, "Oh, what should I invest in? Don't buy a football club." That's always been.
I hear a lot of owners say that. Chairman, don't buy.
Even that's why I think it's always when everyone's always trying to troll Simon Jordan when they can't get an argument, and he's like, "Listen, it's pointless. There's no profit in it." And now FSG's worked our way, and they are making profit, bro. It's not normal. Normally they're in debt. Man, you've been in debt for 16 years up until now, until these managers come in. All their players were brought on debt constantly. Debt. Arsenal, same thing, bro. Cronkies. So obviously, Man City didn't have to do with that, but there's probably 115 reasons why. Hey, but you hear me? I was like, "What?"
No, it's true. All right, man. Let's call it an evening. It's been a good chat, man. Really good. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's conversation. By the way, people, in regards to everything we've kind of spoken about, whether it's academy players, whether it's the nationality of these shit English managers. And just in a general sense, just everything else, clubs and etc. Big up ends. Obviously, had to leave early. Make sure you guys follow. Make sure you subscribe to his YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Savage Talks Football and Strasbourg Steve. Steve, I'll start with you quickly. Have you got anything popping for the weekend, my bro?
Oh yeah, bro. So tomorrow, I'm doing Watford Luton Town. I hear that's a really good derby. So I'll be doing a watch along with that. I hear they hate the.
That's the fake London derby.
Who you playing tomorrow? Who you playing tomorrow? Who's Newcastle playing tomorrow?
Newcastle. We got Brighton.
Oh, that's a good game. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch that game.
We're probably gonna draw because Brighton are playing a lot better.
That's what I said. I said the high scoring 2-2.
2-2. I think it's a 1-1 game.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. 1-1. There'll be a lot of chances.
Yeah, I believe that there'll be lots of chances, but I think it's a low score 1-1.
I got thingy tomorrow. I think there's like Liverpool, Chelsea. I don't know if I'm gonna. You doing a watch along tomorrow?
Anyways, Savage, what have you got popping for the weekend?
You know what? I haven't been on football content that much this week. I might do a watch along. I might. Yeah, it's 12:30, and I'm just gonna do it. Do Liverpool, Chelsea watch along because my thing at the moment. I'm doing a watch.
Liverpool ain't 12:30.
Yes, it's 11:30. It's
Wait, man, calm down. I just remembered 4:30 Sunday.
Yeah,
man shouted. I just forgot for a second. I remembered straight away.
Got man thinking what 12:30 tomorrow?
It's Tottenham West Ham tomorrow. Okay, I don't know. Then I might just. I don't know. I'm just gonna watch Real Madrid play tomorrow. Celta Vigo, innit? Dortmund's playing now. Watch Real Madrid tomorrow. Mash up Celta Vigo. What what I mean?
Come on, Celta.
Yeah. Right, you got Sevilla on Sunday still.
Yeah. Quick 3 points.
No injuries in your team. No, everyone good.
No, but players are coming back though. We got Anti Fatty obviously back in training. We got De Jong back in training. Gavi back in. Bro, like our team is. Don't worry about what we're doing.
Ansu Fati is always injured. What was
it? But just don't worry.
Almost injured. Jamal's
what do you mean? I'm not worried. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm not worried about Barcelona.
And Jamal injured. Is he back?
Who?
Lamine Yamal. Is he back?
I think he's going to be a doubt for the game. I think if Hansi Flick knowing him, I reckon he just rests him for the game. Is
it an actual injury or is it just like rest? We just rested him because he's been playing too much.
Look, Carl, listen, the words that we use are never important. in these kind of conversations. I feel he will just rest him for the game. He'll be back for the Champions League game against Bayern Munich. Don't worry. He slapped Bayern Munich.
I'm not worried. That's you. That's you who gotta worry. Your second team.
Yeah, listen, man. Don't worry about it.
I don't understand it. I don't understand how you may have second team.
Hey man, you say that.
I've got.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro. Talk about 2 teams. Steve got at least 9,
bro.
Yeah,
I can see it from the shirt. He got a Lazio. Is that a Strasbourg in Jersey? And then he's a Newcastle fan.
It makes. I hear what you're saying, Cole. But does that mean when you watch teams in other leagues and that you just watch it with zero emotion and that?
Yes.
Boring, man.
I need some type of like
that investment. Yeah.
Look, I love
otherwise it kind of makes it boring.
Like I told you, Menzem. Like I used to watch the Italian league, but I never nothing.
You never gravitated.
I watched everything, right? I was the guy that used to watch Fiorentina versus Empoli. You know, I was the guy that was watching a Lecce versus Sampdoria. It's Sampdoria. Like I was that kind of kid.
Like that, man. I spent bare time, especially when my son was being born, and I was just out here watching. And when I was a kid, actually, me and my brother, 4 a.m, bruv, Argentina league and that, bruv. Bruv, was doing up Boca Juniors and River Plate early, bruv.
Yeah, like, me too. Because again, because I also grew up some part of my life in the Caribbean as a kid, and then if you got money in the Caribbean, you had a satellite, and then on my satellite, I ate lots of a Latin American, so Argentina, Brazil. You always get those channel, and then again, I used to watch Boca Junior, River Plate. There's a lot of teams. I again, but most of the time it was European. That's
one match in my life I'm trying to get to, blood. At one point in my life, but you know the racismo and that. But I'm trying to get to that match in my life, blood. But all I'm saying is, Carl, okay, challenge on it. Pick a team from one of these leagues this season and watch all their games, bro. See how you feel like.
To tell you the truth, as an adult now, I'm very interested in the German league because I didn't watch too much of German league, and the only teams as a kid that I knew about was the big team. It wasn't even Dortmund to me at that time.
Schalke.
It was Schalke, yes, definitely Schalke. It was Bayern. It was Leverkusen. Those kind of team that I was aware of. I wasn't too much.
Dortmund because I was with Dortmund in hard times. I was, blood, but they remind me so much of Liverpool, bro. That I loved it, man. And obviously Real Madrid and that. Man. Also, but when man tried to judge me for the Real Madrid thing, man, I have to remember, like, my dad, when we was talking about coaching earlier, my dad forced me to watch not Premier League football, La Liga, bro, to learn how to play football and that.
Yeah.
And Real Madrid actually, when I started watching them, they were underperforming. And Perez, who's the owner now, he left. He got removed, bro. People forget that. Yeah, people forget that he's been there twice. So when everyone's like, "Oh, that Perez, he's a crook," and I'm like, "No, we brought him back. We were dying, bro." When everyone's like, "Oh, well, Real Madrid just always gonna." If Trump wants to go Real Madrid and win the Champions League, bro, there was a period where man wasn't winning the Champions League, weren't winning the league.
Yeah. I remember the whole Galacticos is.
I can't lie. That during that period of time, I absolutely.
It was good times for you, bro. But the thing is,
watching.
The thing is, I loved Ronaldinho too much in it. So when I'm like, "Oh, okay," didn't want used to win in that, bro.
As a teenager, I was watching a lot of La Liga games.
I went through dark times, but I had like trying to figure out where to play Beckham and Figo at the same time. Okay, put Beckham at right back. Man, don't remember that. I remember it, bro.
Oh, but I remember the vitriol that was going on with Figo and with Barcelona and Madrid with Figo. But that was fun. That was fun.
Because imagine being like a Man City fan expecting to win every week. And then you just don't win to like Malaga and that. I'm like, bro, what's going on, bro? Hercules and that. What's going on, bro? Rapid Santander. I went through that.
Hey, Savage, last week you told me some of my favorite players. I used to love Deco. I really like him as a player.
Very disrespected.
Yeah, it was.
Deco? You think he's disrespected?
Yeah, very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Find me a conversation when we're talking about midfielders where he comes up in it, and then I'll show you.
Gucci is in that same bracket as well.
Gucci's definitely disrespected, and I'm not saying like it doesn't have to be man telling you that he's shit. I'm talking about man don't even mention him, bro.
Yeah,
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very tidy, like especially in small on top of that 16-yard box. and then he had that thing he used to love, just dragging the ball from his right foot to his left foot, and then just spurt out of a two-man pressure. It was just really good. I really like
what Steve said as well about Guti. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
Everyone's loading these assists from people now and that, bro.
Guti's assists were ridiculous. He could literally look one way and then twist his body the other and then pass straight.
Yeah, I regularly go back to
like that. I was just
I watch old football all the time, man. I'm out here watching I love watching the old international football, bro. 2006 under and that. Rugged, yeah.
Yo, listen to me for a second.
Like Manish and that blood.
Yeah, I think football change, especially in the midfield, and the biggest reason why we're not seeing a lot of midfielders anymore, and they are very basic and their understanding of football sometimes, and we are frustrated with them. It's because of Kaká. I think he's one of those players that again, Kaká is a great player, but the thing is that what a lot of coaches were trying to emulate what Kaká was doing in the field, which is everything was simple. Every idea behind how he was moving was simple, and then they were trying to teach that to a lot of people. And then I think this is why I think in this modern football, there's not a lot of players that can play the midfield like Deco or like there's no variety in the game of how the midfield is being played. Because a lot of times they were trying to teach Kaká. Yeah,
the ones that can, they're not allowed to either, bro. It's like basic athletes is what you got now. Top level athletes, football level 6 out of 10, and if you're lucky, get 7. And that's why I know G loves him as well, but you can't. Even though I want to see Musiala in the Prem for Liverpool, and that you kind of don't want to see him in the Prem, bro, because it's going to change.
Yeah, he's going to change. He's going to change because he's going to need to become more physical.
Yeah, I said it last year, bro. I might have to run it again, but when I said it last year, I said the number 10 is dead, blood. Bro, I stand by it, bro. It's done, bro. Yeah. It used to be the Maverick spot of the pitch is over with, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm. Whilst you guys were talking, I was like, let me just take a look at that. It's got like YouTube, Guti's best assist. I completely forgot about the assist for Benzema, where man was through on goal and he backheeled it, and then Benzema fucking put it in. It's mad, man. All right, let's head up because I want to go sleep.
Do that nowadays. That assist, your manager will sub you off for it.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Again, and I blame. And I'm not.
Don't do it.
Blaming Kaká. I'm blaming Kaká because he's.
I'm going to say blaming Pep.
I
was going to say Pep. That's what
we mostly talk about what's on the field. Again, Pep is another thing. But I'm blaming Kaká because he's the one who brought the idea of being efficient and effective at being a midfielder, and then that's why there was other spawn of Gerrard, Lampard, a similar type, very effective and efficient, and then now you've seen it in the league. It's just not the same because it's just not the same. It's just not the same because they're just not good enough, or the teaching didn't go through. They don't have the. You just don't have the IQ or the understanding of those players for some reason. And then they were being food spoon and those ideas, and I think it stifled their ingenuity, and now we're stuck with a bunch of players that are not that good at playing midfield.
If you want to play football, go to Real Madrid. Anyway, end the show.
Big up to everybody who's tuned in. I was just looking now, even just there, bro. Guti actually played the mad errors. Like I'm seeing man with Figo, I'm seeing man with Benzema, I'm seeing man with Owen.
He's done everything.
They done everything. Guys, as I said, make sure you subscribe to all the guys who are on the panel for today. I will be match reaction, but maybe Monday morning. Yeah, we'll do Monday morning.
Watch on to a random game tomorrow, but what's wrong with you, man?